and through the long, long years to come, wherever we may be. Ladies and gentlemen, with Christmas Bob directing, please stand for the Massillon Washington High School alma mater. It's a grand old flag, the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Ladies and gentlemen, with Jen Smith-Heisler directing, please stand and join in the singing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to the City of Champions, Tiger Town, Massillon, Ohio. A beautiful early fall evening, 76 degrees, calm conditions, dry, perfect for high school football. It's week 3 for the Tigers as they entertain their first out-of-state opponent of the year, the Rabun Gap Eagles, coming in from North Georgia. We welcome you to the booth. David Wilson along with the Hall of Famer Jim Ballard. And well, Jim set it up for us. The Tigers 1-1, trying to get over the 500 mark against an unknown quantity in terms of Rabun Gap. They've never played them before, but this is a team that's highly ranked in Georgia.
Yeah, it certainly is, and they've got a lot of athletes, as does Massillon. Their quarterback, for example, is heading to Memphis. 4-year starter, left-hander, spins it extremely well, 68% passing, and a nice matchup with Manny Patterson. You got a wide receiver from Rabun Gap that's also going to Indiana, Walker Bryson. But the fun little tidbit is he's going to be on offense, and Jaden Daniels, the stud linebacker for Massillon, is going to line up on defense this week, Dave, at the outside linebacker position, away from the middle linebacker Mike position that he's played the first 2 games. So a little change up on defense for Massillon. I think they're trying to get a little bit more speed, try to contain this wide receiver core for Rabun Gap that spreads the ball around. 4 guys with 7 catches.
Well, you mentioned Isaac Maxheimer kind of shifting around in the defensive end, but he showed what he can do to affect the game. 2 INTs last week.
Yeah, he played extremely well. He's one of those guys that reads the quarterback extremely well, which is why I think they backed him up a little bit to put him at the Mike position to get him downhill a little bit. I think you're going to see more outside blitzing from Jaden Daniels with that switch from middle linebacker to outside. So I'm excited to see Massillon change it up on defense a little bit. But what I want to see is Massillon going to be able to move the ball against this big, fast defensive team. They love to put pressure. Manny Patterson hasn't really seen a ton of pressure these first 2 games. Offensive line stood up pretty tall, but they're going to have their hands full with this huge defensive line from Rabun Gap, Georgia.
We'll be going over all the starters as we move along here. Rabun Gap won the toss. They deferred, so Massillon gets the ball first. Christian Culler and Deontay Malone are back deep. The kicker is Praise Chain, C-H-A-N-E. He's a junior. Now this Rabun Gap team, Jim, is from an international boarding school in North Georgia. They have a lot of international players. It's about a 60-40 split, international to American domestic players. So kind of an interesting mix. They have 17 countries represented on their roster.
I think it'd be cool if they put like a little flag on the back of the helmet.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, rep the country that you're from.
Here we go at the opening kickoff, and we are underway. It is a line drive kick taken at the 20, and the up back scoops it up, bounces off the initial tackle. It's Anthony McMullen who scooped that up. He made a nice pickup on the short hop there instead of letting it go all the way through. Host of Rabun Gap Eagles wall him off. Return goes out to about the 38-yard line, so a nice 18-yard return for McMullen, and away we go on another beautiful Friday night.
Yeah, it certainly is. Has a little bit of a fall feel to it, as does last week. A little breeze in the air might play a little havoc. If you can look up and see the flags blowing pretty heavy in the left end zone, going from left to right on your channel.
All right, the Tigers and Eagles. First play from scrimmage, Manny Patterson. Man, what a debut he has had the first 2 weeks. High snap, he has to bring it down. That throws the timing off. He runs right and gets out of bounds. Let's see if he got back. Might have lost a yard there. 2nd down and 11. The Tigers have been scoring points. That's for sure, Jim, as we see that high snap again. That kind of threw everything off. But you had the 27-point performance in week 1 against Glenville, and then a 44-point outburst last week.
Yeah, a lot of it's been through the air, with Deontay Malone having a heck of a season, averaging over 100 yards. You got Giorgio Jackson that can really blow the top off the defense.
Patterson has thrown 7 touchdown passes. There's Xavier Owens right between the tackles. Nice gain. 3rd down and manageable coming up. Tackle made by David Macanzo. He is a senior for the Eagles. Checking that Massillon offensive line, Marcus Garner at left tackle, Kevin Elliott the left guard, Jacob Martin is the center. Big Davion Floyd, the right guard. Robert Blakely, the right tackle. Massillon averaging 106 yards on the ground, and most of that goes to Xavier Owens.
Yeah, big game, last game for Xavier. 127 yards, averaging 5.5 yards per carry with a touchdown.
Patterson to step up and throw, got hit. Pass is caught by Geo Jackson. He has the first down and a little bit more as he gets into Rabun Gap territory. Tackled at about the 44-yard line, brought down by the cornerback Trayvon Johnson.
Nice throw by Manny Patterson under duress. Did a nice job of getting up on getting off the ground. Kind of a Doug Flutie jump pass to get it over the defensive line, and Manny stood in, and Giorgio did a nice job of working back towards the ball and ended up picking up a first down.
Our replays brought to you by Massillon Cable Television. Our officials blow the whistle, and I think they need a reset of the play clock. Our referee tonight is Kerry Kemp. That's Kerry's voice you hear on the announcements and penalty calls. We'll give you the rest of the crew after this play. 1st and 10 Massillon. Tigers with the first possession of the football game, empty backfield. There's a nice strike to McMullen out of the backfield, makes a man miss at the point of attack, turns the corner, 30, down to the 20, knocked out of bounds. A big gainer of about 24 yards. Finally knocked out of bounds. He made a great move on McConzo, and we'll see it right here after he makes the catch, Jim.
Just a quick pitch and catch. It was all hitch. Nice move there to make a guy miss. Breaks across the game. Picks up a nice block right here by number 1, and Giorgio Jackson on the edge as well before he was knocked out of bounds. Great yards after catch for number 24.
First down at the 20. Shift a couple of receivers back to the end of the formation. Owens gets the handoff and works his way to about the 15-yard line. McConzo on the tackle for Rabun Gap. They are coached by Derek White. He's in his 4th year. Their offensive coordinator is Danny Alexander, and Joe Crosby is their defensive coordinator. They are averaging 26 points through their first 2 games, Jim, but they're 0-2, having played number 1 ranked teams in Georgia and Tennessee the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, lost a heartbreaker last week by 1 point. They were winning up into the 4th quarter before they ended up letting it get away from them.
Patterson on 2nd and 5. Back corner throw, pass is caught. Back of the end zone, caught by Jadis Thigpen, the tight end, his 2nd touchdown reception of the season. It goes for 15, 6 on the board for the Tigers.
They faked the bubble screen. Manny Patterson did a good job of selling it. 44 for Massillon just went up the sideline, wide open. Manny did a great job of getting it to him. Thigpen with a big catch in the back of the end zone. Really like what Coach Barbieri, the offensive coordinator for Massillon's doing. He's really doing a nice job of mixing up personnel groupings. You saw one time they went empty, then they come back after they pick up a first down with big personnel, and they're hitting on all cylinders in this first quarter.
Here's Mateo Herrera for the PAT. It is up and through, no questions asked. A 6-play, 62-yard drive. It took 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 7-0 Tigers. It'll be Rabun Gap ball when we come back after this brief timeout on WHS-TV.
If you dare to be a pizza pro, the new Stone-Baked Pizza Mode from Frigidaire is all you. Second to none for restaurant quality, it's dough to done in 2 minutes. And in the oven that dares to have the most range, it's just one of 15+ cooking modes. When you dare to bring more flavor to the table, dare to expect more from your oven. Frigidaire.
Experience the difference of family-owned business. Home Appliance Company, where great value meets exceptional service.
Well, the Tigers take the opening possession. They move down the field very effectively. Manny Patterson now 8 touchdowns, and we're just into his 3rd game as the Tiger starter.
Yeah, he really looks comfortable back there, and they're doing a nice job of mixing up some short passes, pushing the ball down the field. Xavier Owens doing a good job on the ground. Offensive line is where it starts, and they're just doing outstanding in both phases of the run and pass for Massillon.
Kickoff out of bounds. That will draw a flag. Rest of the officiating crew, as we listen in, I think Kerry Kemp was about to make the penalty call.
Free kick out of bounds, kicking team. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty and a re-kick.
Well, they will have them re-kick it, so that is how Rabun Gap will handle this. Brian Baverka is the umpire, our head linesman tonight. Jason Schneider. Brian Jakubczak is the line judge. Chris Daly, the back judge. Nick Lumpkin will handle the center judge duties on Kerry Kemp's crew. These are the gentlemen making the impartial calls in tonight's ball game between Massillon and Rabun Gap, Georgia. 5-yard penalty, so they will elect to have them re-kick it. Walker Bryson is back deep. I believe Praise Chain might be back there as well. Teo Herrera to kick it off. The 5'9" junior. There it goes. Kicking away from Bryson, and that one goes out of bounds.
I think you need to move the ball to the right hash so he can play his draw a little bit.
Herrera sort of puts his hands on top of his helmet.
5-yard penalty, re-kick.
All right, third time will be the charm. Well, a 44-10 victory last week over Glenville. Pardon me, over Glen Oak. And interestingly enough, Nate Moore during the week said, hey, I was not totally pleased. He felt they kind of took a step back from how they played against Glenville in certain phases.
It's interesting. I'd like to hear why he thought that way, because I thought they looked pretty solid.
I sure did too.
The thing that I like is they've been overall pretty disciplined as far as the penalties go. And they've also done a nice job of not turning the ball over, limiting their turnovers in both those games.
All right, we'll see if they try to kick away from Bryson again. They will indeed, and believe it or not, that one goes out of bounds. So Herrera getting a little more frustrated.
Free kick out of bounds, kicking team, 5 yards.
You know, again, Jim, you have a guy like Walker Bryson who is such a dynamic player and weapon in the return game, as well as being a wide receiver. Sometimes that can kind of get in your head a little bit, I think. And
I would say
just kicking it right down the middle.
In his whatever's going on, he's got to figure it out, because 3 in a row out of bounds, I don't think I've ever seen that.
That is something I've never encountered, Jim. They're kicking it down from the 25-yard line.
Rabun Gap going to get pretty good field position.
They sure are.
The rep men right now are at the 35-yard line.
This is the first of 2 out-of-state opponents in a row. L.J. Bennett of New York will be coming in next week for a 7 o'clock game. And then 2 weeks from tonight, it's the big one there with St. Edward coming in.
St. Ed's playing some good football. Coach Lombardo, one of the best coaches in the state of Ohio, had a 3-year state championship run snap last year. Massillon was able to take them down last year. It's a good ball game.
Yeah, it sure was. That was played over in Lakewood.
Ashland commit, Thomas Chaney.
Yeah.
Correction, free kick out of
Ballard
bounds.
Quarterback
They are
Academy.
taking the ball 25 yards from the kicking spot. First down.
All right, so there will not be a 4th kick. Now, Jim, I probably revealing my ignorance, but you know, in the college game, a kick goes out of bounds. You can take it at the 35 or elect to have them re-kick. I don't know if you can do it multiple times, as we've seen here.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
And I'm wondering now, I need to check if that's an option in high school as well, if you could just take the ball at the 35. Seems like we've seen that happen a number of times where they take the penalty and they take the ball, and that's it. After all that, Rabun Gap gets the ball at the 45-yard line. So an interesting start for the Rabun Gap team, who made the long drive from North Georgia yesterday. Their quarterback is Gavin Owens. He's a lefty, number 5. He'll play faking and go to Walker Bryson in space, in the flat, and he outruns the first level of coverage, and the secondary has to run Bryson down at the 30-yard line. That's a 25-yard screen pass to the wide receiver, Bryson. Did a nice job getting away from Braylon Gamble, and Bryson
coming in and averaging over 20 yards per catch, 7 for 153.
He's caught 2 touchdown passes, and he does love to carry the ball as well. They've handed it to him 6 times. Spin move with a flag coming out.
Going to get a hold on the left tackle, I believe.
Joshua Buckhalter is the running back. Color and Richard Harris, R.J. Harris brings him down. Nate Moore asking for some clarification from the official. We'll hear from Kerry Kemp.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 75, 15-yard penalty, first down.
All right, so that's the left tackle, Elijah Hutchinson, the 6'6" junior who got called on an offensive face mask.
You knew it was either a hold or a face mask because the defensive end just kind of caved down, which allowed the running back to get outside. How about the size of this line? 6'6", 6'7", 6'2", 6'4", and 6'6". Sunday, isn't that like what we saw last night with Philly and Dallas?
Big boys.
Big boys. Grown men down in Georgia.
That is a long walk-off on a 15-yard penalty. Here's the option pitch to the outside. Owens got rid of it. Royce Jugim gets his first touch of the night. He's their featured back, 6'1" sophomore. 7-0 Massillon. Rabun Gap with their first possession. That face mask penalty wiped out a lot of the yardage that they gained on the Walker Bryson athletic play on the first play of the drive. Owens with the snap. Now he's back looking to throw. Pocket stays clean. Throws over the middle. Pass is caught. Tackle made inside the 25-yard line. He found Darian Barnes, the senior wide receiver. It looked like he was tackled by Gamble.
So calm in the pocket. Really like the way he moves his feet. You can see why Memphis is so high on Owens. 4-year starter, 10,000 yards on his career. Seen about every defense and blitz that you probably could possibly see. Massillon's going to try and mix it up a little bit here tonight.
Well, they picked up most of the penalty yardage back. Handoff, and they finally got Buckhalter to the ground. Actually, that was Jugim again. Flag is down. Looks like he lost his helmet, which would mean he would have to come out for a play. I thought there was a flag, or was that just a marker?
No, there was a hold in the middle of the offensive line.
We're talking again to Nate Moore.
Braylon Gamble got held and thrown to the ground. Didn't get a number on the offensive lineman, but it was a no doubt hold.
Nate Moore says, sure, we'll take the penalty.
Holding, offense, number 87, 10-yard penalty, third down.
Well, the guilty party was Cash Washburn, number 87. They're starting offensive lineman Elijah Hutchinson at left tackle, Jacob Burns the left guard, Charles Emile Benet is the center, Devin Holly the right guard, and their Auburn commit Wilson Zier at right tackle. Owens to throw, lofts a spiral, pass caught in stride, touchdown Walker Bryson.
What a nice throw. Identified the one-on-one. It was a go route into the boundary.
Number 8, Isaac Obakata on the reception.
Looks like it was Isaac Obrakta, the receiver there, number 8. Thought it was Bryson initially, but Obrakta makes the catch. He is a senior, his 8th catch and first touchdown of the year. That was a nice toss. He put it right on target. The receiver in stride runs it in. It's 7-6.
Owens is impressive.
6 plays on that drive, which started at the Rabun Gap 45-yard line. So it covered 55 yards.
Deontay Malone, injured Tiger on the play.
He was a little shaken up down there.
Looks like he's all right, walking off on his own power.
Deontay, two-way player, star wide receiver and corner. So the point after coming for Rabun Gap as they put points on the board. Each team has scored on their first possession. 7-6 at this juncture. Looks like they will potentially line up and go for 2 here. There's the big shift. And now they will set up for the PAT. Praise Chain is the kicker. The holder is Hector Nolly. Their snapper is Braxton Herbison. And the kick is on its way, and he nails it. Touchdown pass to Isaac Obrakta. And they tie it up 7-7 with 7:55 to go here in the opening quarter. We are off and running on this Friday night. We'll have more action from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in just a moment. You're watching the Tigers on WHS-TV.
Most of us are engaged with the internet in one way or another every day. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, engaged. MCTV cares about keeping you engaged, no matter what's thrown your way. Need an upgrade? Choose from a range of reliable options, including whole home Wi-Fi. MCTV. We go the extra smile.
Welcome back, my friends. We are tied 7-7, and Rabun Gap with maybe one of their most unique drives of the season with all the kickoffs out of bounds. They finally got the ball at the 45. They overcame. Oh, here we got a kickoff out of bounds by Rabun Gap, but they overcame that face mask penalty, which got him way behind the sticks.
Not only the face mask, but also the hold on the tight end.
Right. Yeah.
The thing is, when Massillon plays a team from out of state,
Kicking team, 5-yard penalty, free kick.
you want to see how they're going to react to the travel, because at the end of the day, we're talking about 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. You know, Rabun Gap came in, left 8 a.m. yesterday and talking to the head coach, and it was a 12-hour trip. They got in like 8:15 last night, which was a long trip, long time to be on a bus. They ended up going to the Hall of Fame today. They started a little bit slow, which, you know, is kind of expected, but then it's like, okay, how are they going to respond? And, you know, with a senior quarterback like Owens, it's down 7-0, overcame those 2 penalties. Impressive first drive to level the score.
This Rabun Gap team, in talking to Derek White, like you said, Jim, is a fairly young roster. They lost about 23 seniors last year, 20 of which went to play in college. So that's quite a bit of talent, but a lot of guys filling those spots. So that kick goes into the end zone for a touchback, and the Tigers will come out on offense for the second time. Manny Patterson fired a touchdown pass to Jadis Thigpen. The Tigers' first possession.
You know, Rabun Gap, for our listeners out there, is a school like Western Reserve or Gilmore Academy, where, you know, you have people come in, as we said, kid coming in from 10 different countries where they stay there. And I mean, it's pricey to go there, almost $60,000 a year to go there if you board 7 days, or every day, I should say.
They'll snap it to Xavier Owens in the Wildcat, and he keeps it in between the tackles. Got a couple. They come in waves of Eagles to knock him down. Tackle by Marcellus Casario, the defensive end. He's 6'6". Ryan Hassett, the defensive end, with Casario. Then Sagan Alexander and Isaac Lacuni are the defensive tackles. Patterson drew him off. Nicely done. I think he got Lacuni to bite on the false snap count. Did you get like a star on your helmet at Mount Union whenever you were able to draw with a cadence change?
Definitely it's a skull and crossbones or something, maybe even a scratch and sniff, I'm not sure. But good job by Manny Patterson with the voice inflection, drawing him offside once again. Raymond Gapp showing blitz. Manny's going to look to the sideline, see what Coach Barbieri changes the play. One high safety, it's either going to be cover one, which is man-to-man with a free safety, or cover three, a three-deep zone.
It's Owens. He's dragging defenders, and they really never got him on the ground, but stopped his forward progress. Nicely done by David Macanzo.
David Macanzo, first there to meet him before the Eagles.
Another great crowd on hand. We've had tremendous turnouts each of the first 3 weeks, as expected. Nate Moore and the players voicing their appreciation every week. 7-7. First quarter, we have 6:27 to go. And now what do we got? Might have a timeout taken by the Tigers. So they did not like the personnel group or the alignment. And so the Tigers will talk it over. We'll take a timeout as well. Midway through the first quarter, all tied up here on a Friday night. You're watching Tigers football on WHS-TV.
People keep coming back to Joey's Kendall Tavern again and again. They say it's Massillon's oldest gathering place. Come find out why. The food is always great. Tavern classics, expertly prepared, generous servings, daily lunch and dinner specials, always delicious. The atmosphere is warm and inviting. A comfortable place to relax with family and friends. The friendly staff makes you feel at home whether it's your first visit or you've been coming for years. Visit Joey's Kendall Tavern today, Massillon's oldest gathering place. You'll be back soon.
Tigers get set now for this 3rd and 1. Full house backfield with Manny Patterson. Ball is on the 29-yard line of the Tigers, tied at 7. And they will not get it. I believe that might have been Jaden Williams. He got the handoff, but Eagles read the mail. That was Marcellus Casario who led the charge. Caught him in the backfield.
Yeah, he certainly did. Interior offensive line just got beat off the ball. Raymond Gapp shooting the gaps, able to contain Jaden Williams and force Massillon to punt. Great stop by this big defensive line.
Loss of about 2.5 on the play. It's 4th down, a long 3. Haynes to punt. Snap is right on the money, and he gets it away. Not much hang time and not much of a roll for the Tigers. It'll be down at the 43-yard line. It's a 30-yard kick, no return, and Rabun Gapp comes on after a very successful first drive that yielded 7 points, and it didn't take long to be impressed with Gavin Owens.
No, he is impressive. He's a big kid, 6'4", 207. As I said, 4-year starter. Ton of experience, really good wide receivers. And when you've got wide receivers like he does, it makes it real easy to spread the ball around, which really stretches the defense, not only from sideline to sideline, but vertically as well.
Three receivers set here. Keep an eye on Walker Bryson. He's wide left. They'll snap it back to Owens, and he goes down the sideline looking for Bryson. He broke the route off. Covered by Deontay Malone, incomplete.
Deontay got beat on the last possession on the same go ball.
Deontay Malone on the coverage for the Tigers.
Owens kind of threw that flat-footed a little bit, missed to the inside, really wasn't open. The only chance he might have had is if he would have thrown it on the back shoulder. Deontay Malone not allowing him to get behind him. Needs to get a little bit more of a jam on these wide receivers. Slow them down a little bit.
Brockta is now wide, and they will keep it on the ground. Nicely done by Jordan Lindo, their backup tailback. He went spinning forward and picked up some pretty good yardage, about 7 yards.
Great block by number 77, pulling through. It's big Wilson Zier. Auburn commit. His brother Killian also played at Auburn. Big dude, man, 6'6", 275.
Raylan Gamble made the stop on Lindo. Crowd getting loud on 3rd down. Owens fires a pass, caught right at the 1st down marker, and a little more. They got it. Pass caught by Walker Bryson. He was immediately wrapped up by R.J. Harris, but they get the 1st down.
Just a simple out route. For 23 for Massillon, just a little bit late. Richard Harris, 5'7", 150 senior, came down from his corner position, but Owens was able to fit it in.
Might have a false start here. They were trying to run the hurry up. Got to the line very quickly, but
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty.
they got Obrakta, who caught the touchdown pass earlier. 7-7 score. We have 4:35 to go on a beautiful night here in the City of Champions. That's my favorite month of the year, Jim. September. Got football, got baseball coming down the home stretch. The weather is perfect.
Leaves are starting to change just a little bit.
Beautiful. That is Jugim, and he is stood up by Jaden Williams.
Number 25, Jordan Lindo, the ball carrier. Number 9, Jaden Williams there to make the stop
Look
for the Tigers.
at Williams. That was actually Lindo on the carry again. So he's on duty this series, but Jaden Williams doing Jaden Williams tackling.
Averaging 16 and a half tackles a game. Just has a nose for the ball.
Owens scrambling now, Sandlot football, and he will be caught in the backfield and thrown down by the aforementioned Jaden Williams. A sack for the Tigers. There is a flag down.
Watch Williams' ability to run sideline to sideline. It looks like Owens was going to get outside of him. He said, "Not so fast, my friend." That's for Lee Corso. Doing his last mascot helmet, right?
And it was the Buckeyes.
It was the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes was the first one that he pulled, I do believe, and the last.
Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Absolute legend. What was cool is you could see Herbie and Save and McAfee kind of getting choked up in the emotion of what that guy has done and what he's done for college football. Not only is, an unbelievable coach at all the multiple stops that he had, but the entertainment value and his knowledge and making game day what it is today.
Yeah, what an ambassador. After the hold, they'll dump it off. That's Lindo. He's caught in the open field.
Who else?
Unbelievable. Williams making every tackle.
He came from the backside linebacker position, just smelling out the screen pass. Came from right to left. Unbelievable nose for the ball. High football IQ. Indiana is getting an absolute diamond.
He's had double-digit tackles in each of the first 2 games, 17 in the opener. 3rd down and 20 to go. 3rd and 20 for Rabun Gap. Tie game 7-7. Deep spiral right side. Incomplete, flag out. PI coming up against Deontay Malone.
They must have saw something on film. This is the 3rd time they tried Malone over the top on into the boundary fade route. Malone should have just let the receiver try to catch it. Looked to me like even if he did catch it, he wasn't going to be able to get a foot down.
Pass interference. Defense number 6. 15-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Not an automatic first, which helps out the Massillon Tigers, but a lot more manageable for Rabun Gap.
It's one of those rare occasions when, since it's not a spot foul, it's just a walk-off of 15 yards. But in this case, they were so far behind the sticks, it's not a first down, but 3rd and 5. Probably 2-down territory here. Here is Owens, got rid of it quickly. Receiver kind of slipped. That was Josh Buckhalter. He was defended well, but slipped and fell. Benny Anthony was playing corner right there. Had some pretty good coverage on him. 4th down.
Sure was. They're trying to go back to the out route. Receiver just slipped a little bit, Buckhalter. Ball ended up sailing over his head. He's only 5'8" to start with. Lucky that ball didn't get picked off.
Owens on 4th down. Line drive pass. It's caught. Good for a first down over in the right flat.
Massillon dialed up a blitz and went straight cover 1. Man-to-man across the board. You can see the linebackers blitzing, which puts the corners on an island. Just a simple hitch route.
C.J. Willingham was the receiver there. 4th down conversion keeps the drive going, and they push it forward to about the 30. That's a 3-yard pickup. Lindo still in the game. Jordan Lindo came in with 99 yards on the ground in their first 2 games, both losses. Owens averaging 284 yards passing in the first 2 games. Tigers string that out. Lindo could not turn the corner.
Arcel Hill,
yeah,
6 foot, 200-pound junior. One thing about this Massillon defense, they are fast. Linebackers can run, physical.
Hill with his 5th tackle of the year. They're all tied at 7. 1:44 to go first quarter. A 2-yard loss. 3rd and 12 at the Massillon 35-yard line.
That single receiver coverage again into the boundary.
Owens gets out of trouble. Flag comes out. Pass late is knocked down by Braylon Gamble. Probably a hold in our future, Jim.
Decision time for Nate Moore. Can either take the penalty and give him another down, make it 3rd and 22.
Holding. Offense, number 65. Penalties declined. 4th down.
Or you can decline it and make it 4th and 12.
Devin Holly was the guilty party, but the Tigers decline it. And let's see what they're going to do here. 4th down and 12. Looks like they're going to set up for a potential punt here. I think it is. This is a strange lineup, and then they'll all shift over. Maybe they won't. It's a fake. Throw downfield. Pass incomplete. Looked like they had Obrakta as the intended target, who dropped the pass. Defended there by the Tigers, and a big break there as that fake almost worked.
Great call. I mean, the 4th and 12, you're kind of in, the area where it's just a little bit too long for a field goal. Raven Gap kind of testing out what they were going to do, what Massillon was going to show them. Decided to, run the fake punt. Well executed, except for the very last part, and that was just catching the ball. But I love the call by 4th-year head coach Derek White.
That was Joshua Buckhalter who threw it. Well, the Tigers take over on downs at the 35-yard line. Here's Patterson on the move. He has some open space right up the middle. Slides down at about the 45-yard line, maybe the 46.
Kind of looking to the left on the gift route. Was covered. Giorgio Jackson covered. Ended up being a sprint out. Manny Patterson decides to tuck the ball. First down. Good job just taking what the defense is giving. If they want to cover down, Manny, as you can see, is a dual threat kid with a lot of speed.
We're at the 1-minute mark of the first quarter and a 7-7 tie here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Patterson steps up in the pocket, throws to the outside. It's caught out there. That's Thigpen. Makes his second catch. He had a touchdown grab earlier, out of bounds. That was a strike of about 9 yards, 9.5.
Little sidearm sling on the comeback. One-on-one coverage, cornerback dropping out.
No huddle offense for the Tigers. Owens in the backfield. You have Logan Allman in at fullback. It's Owens running straight ahead for first down yardage. It's knocked down at about the 36-yard line. David McConzo under the pile, dragging Owens down. That's no easy task. First down Tigers. Clock on the move, 40 and counting in the first quarter.
Almost 5 yards after initial contact by Owens. So good and so strong at breaking tackles. It's one of those things you got to stand him up like they did, earlier in the game. Got to gang tackle him.
Patterson gets away from first contact, throws over the middle, passes caught, thick pin. First down at the 20-yard line. That's a 16-yard strike. Now Jadis Thigpen is having a night.
I believe that's his third catch and a touchdown. Massillon just going to let the clock run out, but man, did they got some momentum. You're going to hear a loud crowd right now by Massillon.
All right, first quarter in the books. All tied 7-7, and the Tigers in the red zone when we start the second quarter next on WHS-TV.
Help! Hi, I'm Russ Bookman, Discount Tire Outlet. I'm up to my ears in tires. Stop in for a price today.
44 years and I'm still up to my ears in tires.
From tire repairs to engine repairs, we are the one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. Now with 2 convenient locations, our original Massillon store and the all-new North Canton location near Belden Village. And who knows, in 45 years, we'll still be up to our ears in tires.
Medicap Pharmacy on Lincoln Way West has been serving our area for over 20 years. They're your local pharmacy that cares about you and your time.
I can get them filled from 5 to 10 minutes. If I go to a chain drugstore, I may have to wait a half hour to an hour.
Probably the best pharmacist in the city.
Hi, I'm Chris Kingsbury, owner and pharmacist at Medicap Pharmacy. Stop in sometime soon and you can experience our fast and friendly service.
Welcome back. We go to the second quarter, 7-7. Massillon and Rabun Gap, Georgia. Friday night football here on WHS-TV. Massillon, Washington High School. Patterson sprints out, throws back across his body, man wide open. Deontay Malone, touchdown, Tigers.
What a great play call by Barbieri. Just outside the red zone, they ended up rolling Manny Patterson out to the right, stuck Deontay Malone all the way to the backside on a crossing route. Manny did a great job of sticking his foot in the ground and just laying it up. Deontay Malone running away from coverage. Malone, the leading receiver for Massillon, coming in, averaging over 100 yards per game. Manny Patterson in that first quarter, before that touchdown pass, a perfect 5 for 5, make it 6 for 6.
25-second play clock, please.
6 for 6 for 97 and 2 tutties.
Now for Malone, his second touchdown of the season, his 6th career TD. Bad snap, and the kick up, and it's still good. Xavier Owens did a great job handling the low snap from Braylon Gamble. 6 plays, 65 yards. It took 1:30, and the first play of the second quarter gives Massillon a 14-7 lead. Rabun Gap ball after we pause for this 30-second timeout on Tigers football.
Around here, pizza night is serious business.
Hey, did you say pizza? It better be good.
Well, then it better be Krause's Pizza. Das good.
You said Krause's Pizza. Das good.
Yes, Krause's Pizza. And we'll get the original pizza.
Get the original pizza topper too, okay?
All right. We'll get a large pizza with sausage, peppers, and a topper. Roasted chicken and JoJo's and
wings. Wings. Get a lot of wings, okay?
Okay. When it better be good, it better be Krause's Pizza. Das good.
14-7, Massillon, Washington leading it. Trying to go 2-1. Taking on a state championship team from a year ago. Rabun Gap won their North Carolina Independent School Division. They were 11-2, but as Derek White said, they lost a lot of players to graduation. This team 0-2, but they've been very competitive against top-ranked competition each of the first 2 weeks. 14-7 Tigers. Raring to kick off. This one is going to stay inbounds. Not handled smoothly, but picked up, and now they have a return set up out across the 40. midfield, down the sideline, 30, 25, 20, and the Tigers catch him at about the 12-yard line. It's Joshua Buckhalter.
What a return. What an answer by Rabun Gap.
I mean, you talk about speed. We'll see it here. It was not a clean pickup. There.
He went all the way from the right hash all the way down and around. The outside contained guy from Massillon got caught up inside, and the speed was able to get down the sideline. No wonder Mateo kicked 3 in a row out of bounds after their first touchdown.
That's a 70-yard return.
As good as this offense is, the last thing you want to do is give a team like this a short porch. You know they're in 4 down with this experienced quarterback at the helm.
Gavin Owens brings it back out. Lines are down. This is a quarterback sprint toward the pylon.
So he's going to be a little short.
I think that was Grayson Clary, their backup quarterback, number 3. It was indeed Clary. He's a sophomore. See if he is staying in. I think Owens might be checking back in.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. Please set the play clock to 25 seconds.
Now they give him the TD. I thought they ruled him a little short, Jim.
I thought he was short, too, from the initial look.
So that's a 12-yard touchdown run for Grayson Clary.
One-play drive.
Yeah, he answers the call. Praise Chain will try and tie it up. 14-13. 11:33 to go. Kick is up and good. We have not yet played a minute of the second quarter, and the teams have combined for 14 points. We're tied 14-14 after a 19-second drive by Rabun Gap. Massillon, Washington, they'll try and answer after we come back after this brief timeout on Tigers football, WHS-TV.
John George's Deli, Drive-Thru, and Convenience Store. Serving up delectable deli trays for your special events for over 60 years. John George's has the perfect tray for that big party, family gathering, little get-together with friends, or any occasion. Call and place your order today. Don't forget to visit their walk-in cooler featuring more than 500 craft beers, seltzers, and more. You'll find what you're looking for and so much more at John George's Deli, Drive-Thru, and Convenience Store.
We've got ourselves a ball game here, 14-14. Rabun Gap getting the 70-plus yard return by Joshua Buckhalter, and then Grayson Clary checks in, the sophomore quarterback. He gets the ball over the plane at the front pylon for a 12-yard touchdown run. And now Chain boots that one into the end zone. It checked up. And eventually it did get it across the goal line, Jim, but it checked up and was close to staying outside, and that would have been a free ball. But luckily for the Tigers, it did go into the end zone.
Yeah, just barely. Like Chain hit that with a 2-iron.
Well, we might have ourselves a high-scoring affair this evening.
Took the over. It looks good so far, right?
2 touchdown passes by Manny Patterson. As the Tigers 14 points on the board. Tigers are getting set. Manny has the snap. Up the middle it goes to Owens.
Number 1, Xavier Owens, the ball carrier, up the middle for the
Modest gain, second down.
Seeing Rabun Gap walk down their safety, try and help with this run game for Massillon, which again puts these corners on an island, playing cover 1.
Rabun Gap uniforms remind me of St. Vincent St. Mary.
They certainly do. Boy, are they struggling this year. I don't think they've gotten shut out the first 2 ball games.
Patterson rolls right, pressure coming, got rid of the football, pass is caught. Out across the 30, it should be good for the first down. William Himes, the fullback, makes the catch. Looked like he caught it one-handed and juggled it.
It is a 40-second play clock after a scrimmage play. Should be rolling.
Before he was able to secure it. Very nice catch by Himes.
The ball was a little bit behind him.
Yeah.
Great catch. With a big H-back.
First down. Tigers. The ball is at the 32-yard line in their own territory. Patterson has been on fire the first 3 weeks. False start against the Tigers will make it 1st and 15.
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 21. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Gio Jackson. Ball back to the 27.
Always frustrating when your wide receiver moves when all he's got to do is look to the inside if he forgets what the snap count is.
Line to gain is the 42. Tigers 1-1. Won last week against Glen Oak 44-10. Patterson gets rid of the ball quickly. It was dropped. Thigpen the target. And a couple of Tigers were very close together. I don't really know if that was a mistake, but saw right there throwing over the top. Maybe it was a couple of linemen trying to get downfield.
It looked to me like they were going to do the hook and ladder because the linemen were coming down the field. And you had the back kind of off by himself. I think he tried to catch it and pitch it just a little quick.
Yeah, it was set up.
It was gone.
Second down and 15. Patterson has his pass batted down.
Pass deflected by
batted down by Ryan Hassett. He's committed to Northern Illinois to play college ball. Converted linebacker, now at defensive end. He absolutely smothered that pass. 3rd down and 15 now for Massillon.
See Manny Patterson drop down sidearm a few times. The problem with that is he's only 5'10" to start, and when you drop that elbow down, in reality you're throwing like you're about 5'6", 5'7". You got a big defensive end, you know, 6'3", 6'4". It's going to get knocked down.
On 3rd down, Jackson catches it. Some yak yards to the 35, short of the first down.
Gio Jackson Jr.
Tackled by number 7, Trace Chain.
And number 21, Trevion Johnson
from his
for the Eagles.
Safety position.
Brings up 4th down for the Tigers.
What's your favorite call, partner? It's a little smoke screen to the outside.
Jackson tried to wiggle through some traffic, but Tigers left a little bit short. 4th down, 6 to go. Here is the kick. That's angled to the left. It'll be Bryson up to the 40 and then out of bounds.
Number 15, Raisman Haynes, punt is returned.
Took a little
to Walker Bryson.
Took a little contact going over the boundary line. Nothing major. So the Tigers stall out. Tied at 14. A chance for Rabun Gap to make a move here, maybe grab the lead. Coming up after the game tonight, Jim and I will name our Massillon Tigers player of the game, brought to you by the official car dealership of the Massillon Tigers, Liberty Ford Canton, home of Liberty for life. Liberty makes it happen. That's coming up after the game.
Number 3, Grayson Clary still in the game. Wondering what's going on with Gavin Owens. We didn't see him last series. It was a 1-play drive. Thought they might have put him in for a change of pace, but something must be going on with Owens where he can't come back out.
Well, Clary, 6 of 11 on the year passing, make it 7. That is caught by Buckhalter. He's tackled. Not much of a gain there. Trying to make it to the outside. Got tackled at the 45-yard line. Williams was there and Christian Culler.
You're going to see a lot of screens. Rabun Gap loves to run screens, and now when you got a young quarterback with a very little experience, you're going to try to protect him a little bit. Get the ball out of his hands with some screens and some crossing routes.
3 receivers to the right. Again, Buckhalter gets the quick pass, but he's tripped up by Jaden Williams. So a couple of completions, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I don't know if Clary's gotten the game plan or the scouting report, but you kind of want to stay away from where number 9 is. It looked like it could have gone wide on the out route, kind of ran like the stick concept with a hook out by number 3, an out route by 2, and a go route.
Clary with pressure coming. Steps up through the pocket, gets away. He's going to get the first down. Looked like Williams dragged him down from behind.
Nice job navigating the pocket by the young sophomore. Getting his head down for a first down. Nice play. It's one of those situations where if you're Massillon 3rd and 8 with a young quarterback, you got to get off the field.
Up the middle, this is Royce Jugim, and he is carrying the Tigers all the way inside the 30. Boy, that was quite a carry by Royce Jugim, the 235-pound sophomore.
The Eagles must have tuned in last night to the Thursday night game, watching that Philly-Dallas game, a little Eagles tush-push.
See if we get a timeout here. Looks like it is the Tigers.
Massillon, their second timeout.
It's their second, one left here in the first half. We have 7:38 to go and a 14-all tie here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. We'll continue second quarter play-by-play back in a flash on WHS-TV.
We appreciate your understanding.
The Boys and Girls Club of Massillon has been at the forefront of youth development, instilling a sense of competence, usefulness, belonging, and influence. The greatest contributions to the lives of our youth, our communities, our nation, and the world are the life lessons taught every moment of every hour of every club day. The youth of today become the leaders of tomorrow. Great futures start here.
Our first half action on WHS-TV brought to you by John George's Deli. We appreciate their great support of our television coverage of the Tigers.
Division II state champs, defending state champs Avon, squaring off against Glenville, which Massillon played week 1 when they ended up losing. At the end of 1, it's Avon 13, Tarblooders 6. Mike Elder, my former teammate, head coach at Avon, doing a heck of a job. Had him in the top Final Four 9 of the last 10 years before he got over the hump last year.
Clary will run it again. Everybody covered downfield, and he takes a hit, pays the price, but he runs for another first down. By the way, Gavin Owens just over on the sideline. And now some movement, some contact, flags fly.
Dead ball, false start, offense number 75, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Anyway, Gavin Owens just standing on the sideline, helmet is on. Watching Clary operate here, and he's done some damage with his legs.
Certainly has. Make good decisions with the football. Was the key conversion on 3rd and 9 on the scramble that has kept this drive going.
1st and 15 now. Pass is caught by Buckhalter. I think it was intended for Obrochta. He leaped up and caught it. Push him out of bounds. About a 5-yard pickup, so that's the penalty yardage. Now looking at a second down.
Spacing was a little
personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 2, half the distance to the goal line, automatic first down.
I got linebacker Christian Culler on the roughing the passer there. So that's going to be a walk-off against the Tigers and a golden opportunity here for Rabun Gap.
It's going to take it just inside the 10, which is going to make it 1st and goal. Rabun Gap with 8 first downs so far in tonight's ball game.
Clary getting everybody set. Ball's at the 9, 1st and goal. Keeping it on the ground, not much there. Tigers stacking the box.
Initial contact by number 52 from Massillon, Davion Floyd, 6'2", 290-pound junior. Just couldn't bring him down one-on-one, but Massillon does an outstanding job of getting 11 hats to the ball.
Another tight formation. Clary flanked by two fullbacks. Now it's a Wildcat snap, and it's a touchdown of 8 yards. Walker Bryson made the catch on the Wildcat, taking the direct snap, and he runs it in.
Nice job getting the ball in that outside arm, using that inside right arm for the stiff arm.
That was against Trayon Williams. Very effective. Walker Bryson, his second rushing TD, and Rabun Gap jumps on top 20-14. Back-to-back touchdowns for the Eagles of Rabun Gap-Nacoochee School. Here comes the PAT from Praise Chain. And he kicks that right through. And it's 21-14 Rabun Gap. Massillon down 7. They will try and answer. We'll take this brief timeout. Back to the stadium after this on WHS-TV.
Fresh, great-tasting pizza can be difficult to find. Your pizza shop, located on Massillon's west side, has been making delicious pizzas since the 1960s. Their large menu includes your favorite pizzas and toppings, along with wings, pressure-fried chicken, oven-baked subs, and more. Their convenient drive-thru window is open. Delivery service is available too. Your pizza shop, located on the corner of Lincoln Way West and 32nd Street Northwest in Massillon.
Number 6, Deontay Malone, back deep to return for the Tigers.
It'll be a kickoff for Rabun Gap after they scored on the Walker Bryson Wildcat run. Kick will drift to the 5. Brought back by Colors. Good return up the middle. They catch him at about the 40-yard line. Flag comes in.
2 flags on the play. Get the first one at about the 20-yard line in the area of holding or blocking the back. See if we can catch it here on the replay. Right there, that number, couldn't really see, but you could see the block in the back in the middle of the screen. Not sure what the last one was, if it was a face mask or personal foul, but the first one is definitely going to go against the Tigers.
We'll catch it right here from referee Kerry Kemp.
Personal foul, face mask, kicking team. Block in the back, number 8, receiving team. Those penalties offset, we're re-kicking.
All right.
Got a mulligan.
Got Eli Moore on the Massillon side. I believe it was Kingston Pritchard, the guilty party for Rabun Gap. (21-14). This has been an impressive performance so far by the visitors from Georgia.
Still no answer on Wyoming.
Yeah.
Still on the sidelines, but an impressive drive by Grayson Clary.
Bouncing ball close to the 10, taken back by Malone. Works his way to the numbers on the right, shakes a couple of tackles across the 35 near the 40, and another penalty marker flies.
It's the 7th penalty on Massillon.
Great move on Wesley Cox to make him miss.
During the return, holding, number 27, 10-yard penalty, first down.
They got Trayon Williams on the hold, and they'll mark that penalty yardage off from the spot of the foul. Well, after looking pretty sharp early, the Tigers just kind of stuck in the mud right now, trying to get it back in gear.
Need to get a little something going.
Pretty spirited effort by Rabun Gap coming into hostile territory. Xavier Owens running hard to the right.
Number 1, Xavier Owens, the
behind
ball
Robert
carrier for the
Blakely. Got a couple yards there. I was talking to Derek White yesterday, Jim. I said, hey, you might want to check out a video, Timeless Rivals. He said, I've watched it.
Matt had a chance to talk to him a little bit before the game, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I heard you played for Mount Union. One of his coaches was a D3 guy, played in the New Jersey Conference.
Low snap to Patterson. He's chased out of the pocket. Looking downfield, extending the play. There it goes. Pass is caught, and then the pass jarred loose. What a hit. George Rivera had the ball and then absorbed a massive lick. The ball was knocked out of bounds.
There's no foul on the play for defenseless receiver. The hit was with open hands.
Not to mention he didn't leave with the head. That's just good football.
Zeke Marshall applied the hit.
Big time hit from his free safety position. Patterson had a little bit of room to run if he wanted to, held on to it a little long.
3rd down, 5 to go. Ball on the 30-yard line. 21-14 Rabun Gap.
This team is so fast on defense. You're better off just taking what they give you right now and let you guys go one-on-one.
Patterson unleashes a long pass downfield along the sideline, incomplete. Might have been Jackson down there. He was well defended by Nelson Coleman, the corner, the sophomore from Rabun Gap. See it again right here. Just a little overthrown.
Jackson has to bring his split in. He didn't leave Manny Patterson any room to drop the ball to the outside. The problem is the ball's on the right hash, so as a wide receiver you have to understand that just because the ball moves closer to you doesn't mean you split out wider, because the defensive back is going to try to jam you and pin you to the boundary, which is exactly what they did. And with the ball being on the hash, you don't have a lot of room to start with.
Low snap. Rasmus Haynes gets it away, and the ball, I think, glanced off Braylon Gamble. Maybe not. They say he downs it at the 36-yard line.
Nice job by Haynes getting that off. Rabun Gap was pretty close to blocking that punt and really flipping this momentum.
Turns into a 34-yard kick with the nice roll. So not bad in terms of field position. 36-yard line. Here come the Eagles as we have 5:09 to go here in the first half. The crowd a little tense right now. Low snap picked up by Clary, and then the Tigers are right there on the scene to finish off the play. Joe Carter, the defensive end, makes the tackle.
Talk about the worst feeling in the world, being behind a center, watching the defense run at you and the snaps on the ground. It's really killed drives as well. It's hard enough on the road, but when you lose first down on a bad snap, it makes it awful tough on a young quarterback.
Carter throws a long spiral left sideline. Deontay Malone there defensively.
Number 6, Deontay Malone on the coverage for the Tigers.
Might have been Obrakta. As we see it again.
Again, trying to throw the go ball into the boundary. It's so tough. I know they got one earlier on Malone for a touchdown, but since then, Deontay's really done a nice job of standing up and covering down.
Pocket stays clean, and a line drive for Bryson, and a rare drop. 4th down.
Looks like
flag is down.
You're going to get a personal foul penalty on Rabun Gap on one of the offensive linemen. A little bit excessive after he pancaked him. Get the call from the official.
(21-14) Rabun Gap. Let's hear from Kerry Kemp.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Offense, number 75. 15-yard penalty. 4th down.
After the play, so the play stands, and they're going to lose 15. Break for the Massillon Tigers. They need a little something to get going. 4:25 left. Plenty of time for them to get a score before half. Rabun Gap does get the ball to start the second half. Massillon doing a smart thing by putting 2 punt returners back to make sure and ensure that they field this punt. Only going to rush 3 to set up the return, and they might fake it.
It is a fake.
Why?
Jaden Williams catches Buckhalter. They knew something was up when Buckhalter lined up behind the center. Jaden Williams comes knifing in.
I don't know if Buckhalter thought that the first down marker was the line to gain, but it was another 10 yards after that. It was 4th and 27.
Yeah.
Massillon only rushed 3, so it was really easy for them to rally up. And then you got Jaden Williams, who can run down about anybody on this field. Massillon going to set up shop. Great field position.
Yeah, ball's on the 27-yard line of Rabun Gap. So they rolled the dice, and now the Tigers are offside, or a false start coming up.
Dead ball, false start.
So that'll mark it back to the 32.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Clock stops with 4:17 on the clock, second quarter. The Tigers gifted a big-time opportunity here. The door is wide open.
Clock will start on the snap.
To try and tie this game up. They're down 7. Owens will line up in a Wildcat formation. Owens running straight ahead out to the 25. That's a nice 7-yard pickup. Tackle and brought down by Isaac Lacuni.
Watch this cut in the jump cut back inside. Love the way Xavier runs. Light on his feet for 210.
Owen stays in. Patterson in at quarterback. Malone and Jackson are out wide right. Here's the snap. Patterson looking downfield. Pressure is coming. He's on the run, and he will just get rid of it.
Smart play. Good job, Manny. Good job of throwing that away. Can't afford to take a sack there. Rabun Gap blitzing. Manny realizing there's no play to be made, and the only play to make is to throw it away, regroup, and see what we can't get called on third down. Good decision.
Marcellus Casario and Praise Chain were providing the defensive pressure. So Jackson has shifted over to the near side now. Thigpen and Malone spread wide right. Owens on the move to the 20, bounces to the outside, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tigers.
What a run by Xavier Owens. Great play call on 3rd and 9.
26 yards for the score. Xavier Owens, his 3rd touchdown of the year, and the Tigers an extra point away from tying it up.
Nice block downfield that really sprung him by number 44, Jadis Thigpen, catching a touchdown. And it's always those guys at the second level that spring free these long runs. And Thigpen's had a pretty quiet second quarter, but was able to make the key block, which can enable Massillon to tie this game up.
Another low snap handled by Xavier Owens and booted through by Herrera. So the all-important extra point goes through to tie it up at 21 apiece. Nice job by Owens on the score and the hold. 30-second timeout here. More second quarter action as this game continues to be very tightly contested. You're watching Tigers football on WHS-TV.
Doring Vision Center is a primary care optometry clinic located in downtown Massillon. We have an optical department with a wide variety of eyeglass frames. From budget packages to designer brands, we have it all. Doring Vision Center uses the latest technology and fit all types of contact lenses. We treat eye disease conditions and will take emergency eye visits. Most insurances are accepted and same-day appointments may be available. Doring Vision Center. See our offices in Massillon or New Philadelphia.
Well, you go back to the decision, Jim Ballard, by Rabun Gap to fake the punt on the long 4th down deep in their own territory. Jaden Williams makes an incredible tackle. Tigers get the ball. That drive started at the 27. 3 plays later, 54 seconds, and this game is tied up.
Yeah, it's one of those things, just like Massillon did. You know, they allowed them to have that big kickoff return. You can't give an offense like Massillon a short field.
Little pooch kick into the no man's land. It was caught and secured by Rabun Gap. The Tigers took a shot to try to get somebody down there. Said, I believe Hoover was the guy who caught that ball.
Kick by Mateo, just threw a sand wedge in the left corner.
Actually, Hoover made the tackle. I was trying to see who caught that. It might have been Jordan Lindo, number 25 on the catch and number 25 on the tackle. 3:19 to go. We're tied at 21. Tigers have their hands full with the Rabun Gap Eagles. I believe that might be Owens back in now. Lindo runs straight ahead and is cut down at about the 33. It's a 2-yard pickup.
Jaden Williams, number 9, and on the tackle, as well as Christian Culler.
Williams having another big game. Maybe encroachment here.
Dead ball, encroachment. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty, 2nd out.
16 penalties between the two teams for 137 yards.
Sam Dossus guilty there. Backup defensive end. He's having a nice year. Got a little antsy there on the line of scrimmage. Owens fires a pass, caught. That's Buckhalter. He's been affecting the game tonight in all phases. He gets to the 50, about a 12-yard pickup.
Good little route right there. Kind of fake to the out. Ended up running a pivot back to the inside. Good timing on the throw by Owens.
Anthony Hoover on the stop. 1st and 10, Rabun Gap at the midfield stripe. Running straight ahead. Nothing fancy there. Lindo. Jordan Lindo, the junior. Rabun Gap has been a school for over 100 years, but their football program has only been around for 15. Lindo again bouncing off some tacklers and gets knocked down near the 40. So I believe he got the 1st down. They'll move the sticks. Another set of plays.
Plenty of time for Rabun Gap. 147 and counting. 3 timeouts. In a perfect world for Rabun Gap, they punch one in before half, leave very little time for Massillon to get the ball to start the 2nd half and pick up where they left off. See if Massillon's defense can stand up and get a stop.
It's Bryson in motion, and he will get the handoff. Got tripped and still dives ahead to the 35-yard line. Braylon Gamble got him around the ankles to cut that play a little short. Between Buckhalter and Bryson, they have a dual threat coming out of the wide receiver core, no question about that. They also saw Obrakta make a catch for a touchdown.
Timeout, Rabun Gap. They're first.
Timeout taken by Rabun Gap. While they take a timeout, we will as well. 21 points apiece, and we're not yet to halftime. More to come from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. You're watching Tigers football on WHS-TV.
Erie Street Pub, Massillon, Ohio's premier sports bar. Family owned for 3 generations. Open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. With great food, generous drinks, and awesome atmosphere. Big screens with sports are everywhere you look. Enjoy food and drink specials with friends and family served by Erie Street Pub's friendly staff. Erie Street Pub, Massillon's premier sports bar. Come see us before, during, or after the game.
Rabun Gap ball, second down as we rejoin the action here. The ball is at the 31-yard line. Bad snap, ball's on the turf. Recovered by the Eagles.
Third bad snap of the night for Rabun Gap.
Owens recovered it. Now third down, about 9 to go after the loss. Might have another timeout coming. This time Massillon takes their final timeout.
Massillon, their third and final timeout.
All right, so we'll keep it here. 38 seconds left before halftime. The Massillon Tigers swing band coming up at halftime. 21 apiece here, Jim Ballard. This has been some kind of a first half. And the touchdown passes just keep on coming for Manny Patterson. 2 more tonight, up to 9 on the year.
Yeah, 9 touchdowns. First 2.5 games, pretty impressive. Tops in the area for sure.
Xavier Owens having a nice night. Again, Jaden Williams just making plays all over the field. You know, it was his tackle on the fake punt that set up the game-tying touchdown.
Some scores of interest. Warren Harding playing Perry. Perry 2-0 under new head coach Spencer Lino. Massillon will play Warren Harding later in the season. Perry 13-0 at halftime. St. Ed's up big on.
Yeah. They're playing Wayne.
40-14. Running clock looking into the second half.
Gavin Owens in the pocket, lofts it right down the middle, post pattern, incomplete. The intended target was C.J. Willingham.
Recovers by number 23, Richard Harris, 5'7", 150. A couple little water bugs squaring off, going head to head.
So that's 4th and 9. Well, if you're Derek White, what are you thinking right now?
Experienced quarterback, tie ball game on the road, travel 12 hours on the plus 38, 39, too far for a field goal. I think it's okay to go for it. Massillon doesn't have any timeouts either. 33 seconds left on the clock. I like the call.
They'll snap it to Owens, the veteran. There it goes downfield. Pass caught, first down and out of bounds. Clock stops. That's Obrochta who hauled it in. Isaac Obrochta.
1, 2, 3, stick and rip. Just a comeback. Ball was out before he even made his break. Kind of seeing why Owens was out of the game. He's noticeably limping a little bit on, I believe it's his right ankle. Man, what a big time throw and catch on 4th and 9. Continue this drive for Rabun Gap.
Bad snap. He's in trouble. Guns it to the end zone. Man is open. Back corner. Incomplete.
Right ankle.
That was Buckhalter who was open. And now Owens is even a little more shaken up.
Trying to throw a corner out. Just trying to buy himself just enough time to get it off. He did a good job of getting it out. Just under too much duress to be able to connect.
The Tigers had immediate pressure. Second down, 10 to go. Football resting at the 24. There are 24 seconds left. We're tied at 21 here in week 3. Massillon and Rabun Gap. Back to throw. There it goes. And again, like Malone and Gamble on the coverage of Obrochta.
Isaac Obrochta.
Try to run a hitch and go, and one of the penalties.
Sure did.
Ball, I believe, was uncatchable.
3rd down, 10 to go.
Massillon dialing up a lot of blitzes. Blitzing off that left side of the offensive line on the short corner from the hash. He's going to come again.
Nothing doing on that play. Everybody pointing at each other. Jeff Kent's defensive group trying to put as much pressure as possible on Gavin Owens.
Dead ball, illegal snap, offense number 67, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
All right, illegal snap.
Owens coming into the game averaging 260 yards a game through the air.
Well, this will be the 10th play of the drive. Football resting at the 23. Pardon me, the 28-yard line after the 5-yard walk-off. Owens incomplete. Miscommunication. First time they've targeted Darian Barnes. He broke in. Pass went out.
Corner was playing soft. Should have just hooked it up at the hitch route at 7 yards. Instead, he tried to run a go route. Corner wasn't getting out of his back pedal. Wrong time to be on the wrong page.
4th down, 14 to go.
Big play for the Massillon Tigers.
16 seconds left, 2nd quarter. Empty backfield, 4 receiver set. Owens fires, pass caught. Walker Bryson, the catch of the night so far.
It's just a go route. What a great release. A little hesitation on the back shoulder
Timeout.
throw.
Rabun Gap, their 2nd.
Wow. Big time throw and catch.
Rabun Gap takes a timeout. 9 seconds left. Back to see if they can punch it in after this brief timeout on WHS-TV.
For over 60 years, Friends and Family Credit Union has proudly served Stark County. We provide financial services to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Stark County. Whether it's a loan, savings, checking, or other financial services, now more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family. Come visit any of our 3 locations, online or our mobile app. Our focus is always you, the member.
Well, we just saw 2 elite Division I football players hook up on a tremendous pitch and catch. Walker Bryson, the IU commit, catching that perfectly delivered pass from Gavin Owens. And it has them now 1st and goal at about the 4-yard line. 21 apiece, 9 seconds to go. Heavy package here. Bad snap to Bryson. He's back at the 20 and swarmed over by the Tigers. Jaden Williams, Geo Jackson, Christian Colors.
Their 3rd timeout.
4th bad snap of the half. And this one really hurts Rabun Gap. Just threw a fastball back there, and Bryson wasn't able to handle it.
We're going to see it again here. There's the snap. It goes right off his hands. Just saw all the Tigers. I believe Geo Jackson was in there. I wonder if Bryson just wasn't ready for that. It glanced right off his hands and up in the air. He was fortunate to catch it, but by then he's backpedaling. No, look, he's clapping. He's ready.
I just think it got on him a little hot.
It sure did.
I think he might have been just maybe a half yard too close.
What a break for the Tigers now. 3 seconds to go, and it's 2nd and goal from the 20. They're going to set up and try a praise chain field goal of 37 yards. This is his first field goal attempt of the year. Snap and hold good. Line drive kick. He missed it off to the left. And the Tiger defense holds.
That's the end of the
with an assist from Rabun Gap. And we are tied 21 apiece heading to the locker room. Jim, final thoughts on an entertaining first half.
Wow, it was back and forth. I was real impressed with the way that Rabun Gap handled themselves, came back. Curious to see how Owens' ankle is going to hold up. Manny Patterson with another big half. Massillon's defense standing up at the right time. Well, they go into halftime the way that it started, all tied up. Rabun Gap will get the ball to start the second half. Entertaining first half, to say the least, partner.
And they used up the final 3:19 on 12 plays. Marched from their own 31 downfield, but could not cash in. And so we are tied at 21 apiece. It is halftime here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in this Week 3 matchup. It's the Tigers 21 and the Rabun Gap Eagles 21. The Massillon Tiger Swing Band is coming up as our coverage continues on WHS-TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard as we take you on a high-speed musical journey across the sky, the rail, and the open road with our theme tonight, planes, trains, and automobiles. Our trip begins soaring through the clouds with the energy and determination of its champion. Fasten your seatbelt as we take flight with the iconic theme from Rocky. This is Gonna Fly Now. Next stop, the big city. All aboard the most famous train in jazz history. Sit back, relax, and let the rhythm roll as we steam down the tracks with Duke Ellington's classic, Take the A Train. Journey finishes at the racetrack, where speed and excitement takes control. Feel the adrenaline as we shift into high gear and put the pedal to the metal with the race.
at Shanklin Heating and Air Conditioning. We are a third-generation, family-owned company that has served our community since 1960. Our highly trained technicians are able to meet all of your repair and installation needs. Our promise to our local community is that we are working for you. We are dedicated to putting you first. If you need dependable, affordable, and effective HVAC solutions for your home, contact Shanklin Heating and Air Conditioning today.
We are back here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. It is halftime of this evening's game between the Tigers and the visiting Rabun Gap-Nacoochee Eagles, and we are tied 21 apiece. The Massillon Tigers swing band has finished up their performance. An awesome job here at halftime as always. And now what you're seeing out on the field is the Massillon Tigers girls flag football team. This is a sport that is being incorporated into the OHSAA in perhaps the next year, but coming up very quickly. It's going to be a sanctioned high school sport. The girls team here at Massillon is coached by Becca Moore.
Yeah, I've actually worked with a couple of Becca's players, one being right there who's unbelievably athletic. She came out to my group probably 4 or 5 times with Becca's daughter, Ella, who's a backup quarterback. I think OHSA should sanction it as a sport. I mean, after all, the Olympics did announce that it will be an Olympic sport moving forward. You've had girls wrestling. I mean, why not girls flag football? It's fun. It's it's pretty safe, and it's fun to watch. My son played flag football from the time he was 8 years old all the way through 7th grade, and had a great experience.
I believe I was watching edition of Tiger Talk as we see it, a touchdown pass there. Scott Ryan and Becca talking on a recent episode of Tiger Talk about Becca taking the team down to Cleveland Browns Stadium, and they played
at the preseason game. My wife was at that ball game. It was a good showing.
So that was a great experience, and so we salute all of the girls participating in flag football. See a couple more plays here. Maybe this would be a future production on WHS-TV. Jim, we can call it.
I think it'd be awesome. I coached flag football when my son played, so I have a pretty good idea on what it is and how to dissect it, how to game plan it up. Love what Becca's doing with her team and her athletes. Gotten to know her and her husband, Coach Nate Moore, really well after working with Eli since Eli was in 8th grade. Also worked with Rasmus Haynes, and now Ella Moore, a backup quarterback. But they had a very successful season last year.
Well, meanwhile, 21 apiece here in our Week 3 ball game, Jim. And looking at some of the stats here, 9 penalties per team. Some of those were kickoffs out of bounds. But, man, 70-plus yards of penalties per club. That's why the first half took a while.
Yeah, after we were singing the praises of Massillon, if you will, the last 2 games, they come out with a 9-burger in the first half with penalties. Looking at some of the first half statistics, Massillon had 9 first downs, and RG had 13. Massillon ran the ball 12 times for 76 yards, led by Xavier Owens, 9 for 65 on a touch. Rabun Gap was led by Grayson Clary, the backup quarterback off the bench, 4 for 32. Gavin Owens, 9 for 16 for 141. Manny Patterson, 8 for 13, 115, 2 touchdowns. Owens with 1. Grayson Clary, 3 for 5 for 7. Leading receiver in yardage. Walker Bryson 3 for 55, including that back shoulder fade, which we thought was going to lead them into the end zone, but the bad snap right before half had to kick a field goal and just pushed it a little bit to the left. Time of possession, Raven Gap 13-23 to Massillon's 10-37. As you said, partner, each team with 9 penalties. Raven Gap with 75 yards, Massillon with 72. No interceptions and no fumbles lost. Pretty clean. The ball's been on the ground 3 or 4 times with the bad snap from Raven Gap, but they did not lose the ball. Fun first half.
Yeah, you look at some of the defensive numbers. Jaden Williams having a tremendous night. 9 tackles in the first half. And David Marcanzo, 7 for Raven Gap. But really, the electrifying play of the game was the Josh Buckhalter 76-yard kickoff return, which didn't go to the house, but set up a touchdown.
Also chipped in 4 leading receiver as far as catches, 4 for 19. Massillon's leading receiver, Jadis Thigpen, had a big first quarter, 3 for 40. Shut out in the second quarter, but did spring Xavier Owens on that touchdown run. Giorgio Jackson, 2 for 22. Anthony McMullen, 1 for 24. And Deontay Malone, 1 for 20. The one thing I've noticed in this first half is the amount of times that Raven Gap has gone at Deontay Malone into the boundary. They've really isolated him. I believe they've probably targeted him in the neighborhood between 8 and 10 times. Got beat early on the fade route for the touchdown, but he's done a pretty good job with this wide receiver core. They keep, switching wide receivers on who they're lining up over top of him, making his job really difficult, and playing both ways is a tall task. Raven Gap does not have anybody, I believe, that goes both ways. A deep team.
Yeah, very, very much so. Scoring summary: Jadis Thigpen, a 15-yard pass from Patterson at the 9:34 mark of the first quarter, gave Massillon an early 7-0 lead. And Isaac Obrochta caught an 8-yard pass for Raven Gap's first score. That made it 7-7.
Please go to the main concession stand to claim your wings.
Second quarter, first play of the quarter, Deontay Malone, a 20-yard pass from Patterson, 14-7 Tigers. Then you had the run by Grayson Clary of 12 yards to tie the score at 14 all. That was 11:33 to go in the second. Walker Bryson, an 8-yard run. And a wide receiver handoff, 6:22 mark, gave Raven Gap a 21-14 lead, and then Xavier Owens tied it at the 3:24 mark, a 26-yard dazzling run to tie it up at 21-21. So these teams getting ready to start the third quarter. We'll get our coverage going. First, we'll step aside for this timeout. Stay tuned. Second half action is right around the corner. You're watching the Tigers on WHS television.
Hello, and welcome to the Stark County Humane Society. Today we're going to give you a few pointers when considering adopting a new furry friend. All animals here at the Stark County Humane Society are spayed, neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, dewormed, and if old enough, heartworm tested for our canine friends. Adopters will receive a free exam within 2 weeks of adoption at local veterinarian hospitals. We encourage all adopters to take full advantage of this. A one-time adoption fee is required for your new furry friend. When you adopt, you get an awesome adoption packet that includes treats for your new fur baby and savings for you. But this is not where the cost of adoption stops. Did you know the average cost of an animal like a new puppy or kitten can cost up to $500 annually? This includes annual veterinarian visits, preventative care, and everyday supplies like crate, litter, food, toys. But I hope this doesn't scare you away. Adopting an animal is a huge responsibility and a commitment. Please take the time to consider the cost of adopting a new pet into your family today. I hope to see you soon at the Stark County Humane Society. Please visit our website or visit us on social media for more information.
My name is Jaden Wilson, and you're watching Massillon Tiger football only on WHS-TV.
The eye of the tiger.
Electrolux has Smart Boost technology for the most effective stain removal. Extending the life of clothes and fabrics for your family and for a more sustainable future. Make it last. Electrolux.
All right, Jim, you have to put on your coaching hat here. If you're Derek White and Nate Moore, what might you have been telling your respective teams in the locker rooms? Let's start with the visitors.
We got to get the snap figured out. There were 4 plays that really hurt Rabun Gap in the game that cost them ultimately points. You know, one was, you know, obviously we talked about right before half. You know, another was on a key 3rd down where they had to, I believe they ended up having to punt. For Massillon, they kind of got a little stagnant in the second quarter.
Rabun Gap will be receiving opposite the scoreboard.
But Massillon has done a good job of mixing up their blitzes. I think they're really starting to get after them a little bit. And Owens being hurt a little bit with that ankle, you can see him limping around a little bit. You'd like to blitz him and force him to stay in the pocket because you know he's not going to be a threat to run like Grayson Clary was. They just got to, both teams have to stop the penalties. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we can talk about offenses and defenses and what we're going to do on 3rd down, 1st down, but whatever you do, you can't have 18 penalties, 9 each in one half of football.
Crowd reacting to the scoreboard game here at halftime. How about Nate Moore? What is on his mind?
I say stay the course. You know, the defense has got to come out and set the tone in the second half, try and hit them in the mouth, get a quick 3 and out, get the crowd back into it, ride the emotion of what they went through in the first half to be able to get that stop and lead them with no points on the board going into the second half. Big plays for Massillon in the first half, or right before the end of the first half with the bad snap and then putting enough pressure to make Chain push the ball just to the left.
I want to take a moment to recognize our great crew led by Jason Rock and Bill DeWald. Our camera operators tonight, Claire Palmer, Alyssa Jakubik, Jerron Jones, and Cale Davis. All students at Washington High School doing a fantastic job with our coverage. It's week in, week out, Jim. Just a great production. We appreciate all the hard work. They make our job easy up here.
Certainly do. I look forward to coming in here every I mean, outside of what the game is, just the people that we're able to work with on a weekly basis. You know, what can we do better? I mean, they're constantly communicating with us. You know, we're working through it together. I mean, this really is the first season of us from start, you know, the beginning of the season and, you know, running this all the way through the 2025 season. We went through some ups and downs last year with Van View, and, you know, once we got with the guys in the booth and the guys that are doing what they're doing, we got better, and I'm excited about what we're doing so far. It's going to be a fun season. A lot of good games we're going to do. A lot of good games we've done already. Glenville game was an outstanding game. Last week was, you know, a little bit of a beat down for Glen-Oak, and then we got this team coming in from Georgia, giving Massillon everything that they can handle in week 3.
LJ Bennett of New York next week, then St. Edward on the 19th. Football North is coming back. They'll be here on the 26th of September, and then into October with Cardinal Ritter Prep of St. Louis. Cornerstone Christian coming in. They're out of Texas on October 10th. Warren Harding on the 17th. Of October, and then on the 26th, pardon me, the 25th, a Saturday, Tigers have to get on the buses for the first time and head over to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they got to load it up and roll down the road about 15 minutes.
That'll be the big one, the big game against McKinley. And then after that, playoffs, hopefully back here.
Playoffs?
For a couple of playoff games, maybe 3 now, right?
Yeah, I believe the OHSAA has limited the amount of teams that get into 12, and I believe the top 4 teams get a bye.
Yeah. All right, we're underway. Rabun Gap ball. It's Buckholter from about the 24. He sees both sides of the field. He's got another big return. He's to the 40, to the 30, down to the 20. He's going to take it all the way to the house. 76 yards.
Number 17, Joshua.
I don't see any flags. Rabun Gap takes a 27-21 lead.
Again, reversing the field all the way back to the left side. The outside contained guy for Massillon gets caught up once again. Almost an identical yardage run for Buckholder. 2 kick returns for 152 yards. The second one, he was able to finish it off to the house.
My goodness, what a start.
And that is not the way you want to start, and what Nate Moore talked about to start this second half.
Just 14 seconds in. Buckholder, what a game changer. Now Chain kicks that one through. It's 28-21. All right, we will take a timeout. It'll be Massillon ball. We'll see if they can get a big return as we get third quarter play-by-play going in 30 seconds here on WHS-TV.
Discount Tire Outlet, serving you with honesty, integrity, and excellence since 1981. Now with 2 convenient locations, our original store in Massillon and the all-new North Canton location near Belden Village. More than tires, Discount Tire Outlet is the place for auto service and mechanical work for all makes and models. See us for tune-ups, engine repairs, brakes, alignments, and all your automotive needs, and of course, tires. Come see the tire pros at Discount Tire Outlet, the place for automotive service, now with 2 convenient locations.
There is the score, 28-21. Rabun Gap getting the Joshua Buckholder 76-yard return. And now they will kick off to the Tigers. Culler and Malone back deep. Here is the kick from Chain. And it'll be Culler at about the 15-yard line. 30. And then no further than that. They stopped at the 35-yard line. Nice return. About 25 yards for Christian Culler.
Good return for Massillon. See if they can answer the call after that jolt to start this second half.
Tigers playing from behind.
We've seen Massillon overcome deficits. They were down 19-7 at half. First game of the year against Glenville. Ended up taking the lead in the fourth quarter.
Himes in motion, the fullback. Xavier Owens running behind Himes. And the right tackle, Robert Blakely. Modest gain, second down, about 8 to go. Tackle for Isaac Lacuni.
Number 99, Isaac Lacuni, there to make the stop for the Eagles.
Special teams playing a big factor tonight for Rabun Gap.
Kickoff team for Massillon really struggling. In addition to the kick returns by Rabun Gap, it was 3 kickoff returns out of bounds.
Yeah, I think most common phrase up here in the press box at halftime, Jim, regarding those 3 consecutive kickoffs out of bounds. I've never seen that before. Patterson fires a pass and a leaping catch with 2 gloved hands by Thigpen across midfield to the 48-yard line. That's a 14-yard pickup and a great catch here.
Manny Patterson moving a little premature. Could have stayed in there, but slides to his left, throws a dart. Great catch by Thigpen, picking up where he left off in the start the first half and the second half as well.
Yeah, he's having a good night. Owens to the outside, trying to catch him moving laterally, and they do.
Xavier Owens, the ball carrier to the outside.
Didn't really target him in the second quarter, which left him catchless after a big first quarter, 3 catches.
Number 1, Zeke Marshall there to make the tackle.
Free safety Owen Madden and Zeke Marshall ran him down. Second down, 8 to go. Tigers have the ball in Eagles territory. Four-man defensive front ready to come charging. And here is the snap back to Manning. McMullen on the carry, and he has a man on his back immediately.
Anthony McMullen Jr.
That was Ryan Hassett who read the mail. There he is, number 10.
Number 10 chasing it down from his backside end position.
in there on the stop.
3rd down, 7 to go.
6'3", 253. Heading to Northern Illinois. Really good MAC school. Patterson looking at the sideline. Looks like they're going to change the play up.
Only 5 on the play clock. They do snap it back to Manny. Quick out to Malone. He's dragged out of bounds about a yard short of the marker. 39. They need to get to the 38. 4th and 1.
Good call.
Around and driven out of bounds there by Gavin. I believe that might have been Elias Willingham.
We've seen Raven Gap stop Massillon on a 3rd and short earlier in the game. This is going to be fourth down.
It's Owens. He has the 1st down and more along the left hash, trying to outrun the defense. They get him down at the 10-yard line. They keep him out of the end zone, but it's a 1st down for Xavier Owens, tackled by Zeke Marshall. That is close to 29 yards, Jim Ballard.
Good job by Xavier bouncing outside where Raven Gap kind of collapsed their defensive end inside. Xavier Owens with great vision.
He's dragging guys up the middle. Got down to the 2, maybe to the 1. They say his knee down at about the 1.5-yard line. Xavier Owens. Well, you saw the explosive speed, and here just the power running.
Yeah, ran through the tackle, number 59, Kingston Pritchard.
Owens trying to finish the drive. There it is. Touchdown, Xavier Owens. 2-yard touchdown run. Tigers an extra point away from tying it up. Xavier Owens, his 2nd touchdown run of the ball game. He'll get ready to hold it. He has done a great job as the holder tonight, Jim, on a couple of low snaps that he's gotten teed up.
Certainly has.
Mateo Herrera. That one perfect. And no questions asked. Herrera ties it up 28-28. Back and forth we go. 8 plays, 64 yards. 3 minutes, 22 seconds. We're all tied up. Back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in just a moment on WHS-TV Friday Night Football.
Medicap Pharmacy on Lincoln Way West has been serving our area for over 20 years. They're your local pharmacy that cares about you and your time.
I can get them filled from 5 to 10 minutes. If I go to a chain drugstore, I may have to wait a half hour to an hour.
Probably the best pharmacist in the city.
Hi, I'm Chris Kingsbury, owner and pharmacist at Medicap Pharmacy. Stop in sometime soon and you can experience our fast and friendly service.
(28-28). Owens really picking him up and laying him down in that drive, Jim.
Yeah, he's really running well, and the offensive line getting a good push in this 2nd half. We said Massillon in the 1st half ran 12 times for 72 yards. Xavier Owens was 9 for 65. Got to be knocking down the door of 100 if he's not already past it.
That big 29-yard run on 4th down. That helped.
Certainly did. This is shaping up to be an Arena League game. Whoever has the ball last.
Yeah. Mateo Herrera kicks that one out of bounds. They had Walker Bryson on the right side along with the other return man. That was Trayvon
Ball will be placed
Johnson.
at the 35-yard line. 1st down.
Now they place it at the 35 automatically. I thought that was the way it always goes. I don't know what happened in the first half.
I need some sort of explanation. I'm in a little bit of a gray area.
And they're lining up like they're going to kick it again.
Correction, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Okay.
I would have to assume that the kick return team has the option to either make them kick it or take it at the 35. And
right.
When you've got a guy like Buckhalter with 2 kick returns for 152 yards and a touchdown, I'd say back up 5 and kick the ball. If you're Massillon, just kick that pooch kick, a little sand wedge that Herrera hit earlier in the game, and just cover down. Don't pop it up in the air. Don't kick it deep.
Yeah, it's almost reversed now. They were at the beginning of the game trying to kick it away from Walker Bryson. Now it's Buckhalter who is the key guy. And they're both back deep. Pick your poison. Short kick, and it will be Bryson from the 17-yard line. And Cullors catches up to him. Great open field tackle. Christian Cullors.
Right next to the kicker. You can see him just outside of the hash, coming into your screen right there. Doing a great job of running down number 2, Walker Bryson. Seen him do a lot of good things.
Culler fired up, and why not? Looks like the line of scrimmage will be the 21, maybe the 22. So that was a 5-yard return. 1st and 10, Rabun Gap in a 28 all-time. This is Gavin Owens, who is back in. We've seen 2 Rabun Gap quarterbacks. He's rolling to the left, fires downfield, and overshoots his target. That was Bryson. Trayon Williams there defensively for Massillon.
Great play-action pass. Little bootleg. Got outside. Massillon did a great job of covering up these Rabun Gap wide receivers. This is a really, really good set of skill positions.
Bryson in a slot on the right, and they go to the ground game. Jugem is run over. Joe Carter again snuck into the backfield, blew up that play.
There to make the stop for the Tigers.
Joe Carter sliding into where Isaac Maxheimer was playing at that defensive end position. 6'4", 240-pound junior.
Third down, about 13 to go. Deep in their own territory. Owens to the far side. For him, near side to us. Pass is caught by C.J. Willingham. Good for a first down. That was a long toss, Jim.
Wow. You want to know what a D1 throw looks like? Drop back on the left hash and then throw an absolute dart all the way outside of the numbers to the sidelines. That is a big time throw, and you won't see many throws like that throughout the course of the season. Great throw by Owens.
Jugem caught in the backfield, and it's Culler again.
Culler doing it on special teams. A little face mask there that they missed. Culler's doing a nice job of staying outside leverage. Nice one-on-one tackle for a tackle for loss. Man, let's talk about that throw again.
Yeah.
Left hash all the way to the sideline on a rope. 6'4", 207, Memphis commit, 10,000 yards on his career. Big-time player.
Fires a line drive pass. Buckhalter makes the catch across midfield. First down. Braylon Gamble there on the defensive coverage.
Owens pass complete to number 17, Joshua
So
Buckhalter.
they get behind the sticks, and Owen says no problem. Into Massillon territory now at the 48-yard line.
Another seed from Owens.
That is Bryson, I believe. Nope, it was Lindo who came back in. So he's spelling Jugem for a moment and plows forward into a thicket of defenders for about 4 yards. Second down, 6 to go. We have 6:18 to go. Loby's Irish Pub bringing you all of our second half action here from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Coming to you live tonight via our Boxcast video stream. Owen standing in the pocket, hits Bryson at the 40. Jaden Williams on the tackle.
Number 9, Jaden Williams there to make the stop for the Tigers.
So he's in double figures now.
It's that left ankle that's bothering Owens. You can see it. He's kind of throwing it flat foot just with his arm strength. He's one of those guys that can get away with it, but you're not really seeing him get much drive off that back leg, Dave. And he's still getting it done, gutting it out.
This drive started on the 22-yard line after that great special teams tackle by Christian Culler. Also on the 40-yard line right now, and Nate Moore wants a timeout.
Timeout, Massillon. They're first.
Third down, about 2 to go. Timeout taken by the Tigers, and we will catch our breath as well. Brief timeout, back in a flash in a 28-all Friday night matchup here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium on WHS-TV.
It's all good at Loby's Irish Pub and Grill. Good friends, good atmosphere, good food, good service, good spirits, good times. It's always all good at Loby's Irish Pub and Grill in the Irish Square Plaza near the corner of Hills and Dales and Wales Road, across from the Progressive dealerships.
Friday night football doesn't get any better than this. Awesome weather, great crowd at PBTS. Two fantastic football teams. We're seeing talent in all positions. Huge third down coming up here for Rabun Gap. Tigers looking to dial up a defensive stop. They stack the line of scrimmage. Got 6 defensive linemen down there now. Buckhalter gets the handoff, and the Tigers drive him back. First down yardage maybe on forward progress.
It's going to be awful close.
Williams and Cup were there defensively for Massillon. They might mark him a little short here.
Boy, Jaden Williams just took on a double team and lost that battle. It takes 2 of those guys to knock him down. One of them being 6'5", 290.
Fourth and inches. Heavy package in for Rabun Gap. Owens under center. Timeout. Nate Moore feeling this situation right here is
their second timeout.
Extremely important, so he has burned 2 timeouts. And they will huddle up 28 apiece.
Junior varsity team tied Glen Oak 26.
All right, we will keep it here, Jim, and sort of strategize along with Derek White. We've got some options here. Certainly it's close enough to maybe think about a quarterback sneak.
6'4", 207, even with a bad foot. Push with that offensive line. You got Hutchinson 6'6", 270, Burns 6'7", 291. Your center is the little fella at 6'2", 271. Right guard 6'4", 323. Right tackle 6'6", 275. Plus you're going to have backs in the backfield if they're not quarterback under center. You'd have to think with an offensive line like that, one of them being an Auburn commit, that you'd be able to pick it up and put it on the offensive line to get it done.
Also have a tight end in there. Looks like they got it. Running right behind Wilson Zier, the Auburn commit. They picked the right time to run behind big number 77.
Pretty good job by Massillon. To only have to gain a foot and to drop a guy back 5 yards. Especially when there's been 4 or 5 bad snaps tonight. It's a little bit too much risk for me. Put the quarterback under the center. Put the backup back in. Poised in the first half, led the team in rushing.
Scored a touchdown.
First play in the game.
28 apiece. First down and 10. This is Jugem. He finds a hole on the left side, gets inside the 30. Tigers get him down to the synthetic turf at about the 27-yard line. Braylon Gamble on the stop.
Big hole over that left side of the offensive line. Kind of a misdirection.
Rabun Gap, state champs last year in North Carolina independent school play. And they are everything as advertised. Jugim again in between the tackles. Gets to the 25. That's a 3-yard pickup. And it should be good for a first down. They are moving the chains. Ball's on the 25. Defenses are being challenged tonight.
It's a really good drive by Rabun Gap, chewing up some clock as well.
Owens the keeper, and he gets to the 20 as he got to the numbers on the left. Tackle by Bishop Cup.
Good decision by Owens as 94 Joe Carter came flying off the edge.
One thing about it, if you're Rabun Gap, you're moving the ball down the field, using up the clock, and you've also forced the Tigers into burning 2 timeouts. That could be a factor as we head down the stretch.
Certainly could.
There's a flag down on that play. This upcoming play will be the
dead ball, personal foul, defense number 41. Half the distance results in a first down.
All right, so that does not help the Tigers' cause. Half the distance to the goal line. I was getting ready to say, Jim, this is going to be the 13th play of the drive.
The thing that Rabun Gap has done really well on this drive is they've won first down. They've done a good job of staying ahead of the chains, which makes their play calling a lot easy. Massillon's really struggled on first down tonight.
All right, so whistles were blowing. There was movement on the line. Owens, I don't think, was even worried about the snap at that point. Went flying by him.
And right on cue, penalty on first down.
Yeah, you jinxed him. Ball is at the 10-yard line, first and goal. So we'll see who moved.
Looks like Spencer Lino from Perry.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's going to have
dead ball, sideline warning, Massillon, they're first.
All right, had to make sure it was going to get cut off again. No, but Spencer Lino has Perry up late in the fourth quarter, 25-7 over Warren Harding. Perry looking to go 3-0 for the first time in over 10 years.
It's an upcoming opponent, Warren Harding, for Massillon a little bit later on. First and goal from the 15-yard line. Buckhalter in motion. Owens drops to throw, looking left, fires the pass. It's tipped up and picked off, but Trayon Williams was out of bounds. Incomplete pass.
Officials timeout for an injury.
Owens rolling to his left, throwing a little bit late over across his body. Ball almost intercepted. Ball did hit the ground and pop back up. Kind of tough to see from this angle, especially with the black jerseys and the ball behind them. Got a player down.
Culler had pressure on Owens. Trying to see who that is, maybe on the ground down there. All right, that could be Culler himself, who hit Owens as he released the ball. He's up and appears to be all right. That is Christian. He's having quite a game tonight. He is making an impact on both special teams and defensively. He's coming off a little woozy, maybe, Jim. I'll take a look at him and get him back on the field if possible.
Tough kid, 5'8", but 185. Going to take him into the 10th. Looks like he's all right. Might have just got his bell rung a little bit.
Second and goal from the 15-yard line. 2:41 to go in this third quarter.
Reset the play clock to 40 seconds.
Rabun Gap out of the North Georgia area, just miles from North Carolina. Gets set. Bryson on the right side of that formation. Buckhalter in a slot on the right. They're looking for him. Back corner of the end zone, falling backward, and he made the catch. Touchdown, Eagles.
Wow, what a catch.
That was an outstanding grab on a ball that was thrown to the outside and low.
Man-to-man was a corner out. Now you're going to get a personal foul penalty.
Trayon Williams was there defensively. And that was almost on top of the front pylon. We don't have a good look at it. 34-28 with 2:36 to go
Dead
here
ball.
in the third quarter.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 5. It'll be enforced on the kickoff.
So that's a 15-yard catch for Josh Buckhalter, who he is just making all the plays for the Eagles.
Certainly is. Over 200 all-purpose yards with kickoff returns and rushing and receiving yards. Having himself a day.
They got the quarterback on that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, Gavin Owens. Chain kicks, but there's another penalty.
Dead ball. Illegal snap. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
10th penalty for Rabun Gap for 80 yards. Massillon 11 for 87. Excuse me, that is Rabun Gap's 11th penalty.
Yeah, because you got to count the personal foul they're going to walk off on the kickoff. Jim, that was a 15-play, 78-yard drive, 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Methodical.
Just Pac-Man that the clock. Almost evening the time of possession. 13:27 for Rabun Gap and 14:05 for Massillon. Owens over 200 yards passing on the night, 203. Manny Patterson with 135.
Now from the 15, it becomes a 25-yard kick. Praise Chain knocks that one through. 35-28. Rabun Gap back on top, and the Tigers will try and answer in kind. We'll step away. What a Friday night matchup we have going here on WHS-TV in Massillon Cable.
Serving our community since 1960, Buell and Oliveri Insurance is large enough to meet all of your insurance needs, yet small enough to know you personally. We take pride in having several insurance carriers, including Grange Insurance, that we can match you with to provide you the most complete coverage and the best rates. If you're tired of lower service and higher premiums, give Buell and Oliveri Insurance a call today and let our experienced agents and staff give you the professional attention you deserve.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the kicking team. Ball was moved back 15 yards.
This kickoff will take place from the 25 as we get back to action. So Buckhalter, two massive kick returns, one for a touchdown. And now catching a 15-yard touchdown pass. 203 yards passing for Rabun Gap, most of those Gavin Owens. Massillon has the rushing advantage, 116-89. Love having the stats up on the scoreboard, Jim.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Short kick, and it's going to take a hard left, and over the boundary it goes.
I wonder if they put it at the 50 because it was 15 yards back as opposed to the 35. They normally would put it with a kick out of bounds. What is that, the 6th kick out of bounds, by the way?
It has been contagious on both sides.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 50-yard line. First down.
I was going to say, you don't reward the kick team when they have a 15-yard penalty backed up 15 yards, then put it at the 35. Massillon going to get good field position.
They sure will. Participating sponsors of Massillon Tigers Athletics, disabled American veterans, number 38 of Massillon. Vendors of Massillon, the official chicken wing of the Tigers. Friends and Family Credit Union, the official credit union of the Massillon Tigers. And Eagles 190 of Massillon. Tigers want to thank all of those athletic sponsors. Here we go. Tigers down by 7. Third quarter action. Long way to go still. That's Owens on a Wildcat snap, and they knew what was coming. He got tripped up after a modest gain. That was Spray's chain clogging up the middle.
What a play. Came upfield 3 steps, was able to stick his foot in the ground, get back, and bring Xavier Owens down one-on-one.
Scoring summary is going to be pretty lengthy in the postgame. I don't think we're going to finish this game at 35-28. Manny Patterson drops back to throw. There it goes downfield. What a spiral, and it is incomplete. Looking for Malone. Double coverage. Had it right in his hands in full stride, but could not hang on. What a delivery by Patterson.
Absolute dime, and that's a ball that Malone needs to catch. He might be a little fatigued. I mean, playing both ways. He's been covering down on a lot of go routes.
I couldn't agree more, Jim.
He just threw his hand up in the air. He's like, man, I need a break. Looks like he's a little hurt too. He should go to the ground hurt. Save the play clock.
Now they're telling him to try to stay on, but that's going to force the Tigers.
Timeout officials for an injury.
Okay, so they didn't have to burn the timeout. They will give him an injury timeout. Give us a chance to stay here. Down 7, the Tigers trying to take advantage of the good field position after the bad kick. But the concern now is Deontay Malone, who had a touchdown pass of 20 yards back in the second quarter. Tiger touchdowns tonight. Thigpen, Malone, Owens, and TBA.
A lot of points.
Now, Malone, he is absolutely exhausted.
63 points, and we're not even done with the third quarter yet.
They're helping him off.
It's like a left. Maybe not. It's hard to tell.
He had Zeke Marshall and Nelson Coleman draped all over him. Third down, about 7 to go. 1:50 to go, third quarter. Here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Tiger Town getting treated to a classic, but right now, Tigers playing catch up. McMullen trying to get some fresh legs in there. It's going to leave the Tigers a little short. Fourth down. Probably going to go for it here, Jim. Kind of in that no man's land.
It's a big play. Game-changing play. There's, we've done enough games together, Dave, where it comes down every week to 6 or 7 plays, and this right here is going to be one of those 6 or 7.
Tigers had a first down on fourth down conversion last time when Owens broke off a 29-yard run on 4th and 1. Now it's 4th and 3. Ball at the 43-yard line of the Eagles. Patterson, he's in trouble, bounces to the outside. Eagles in hot pursuit. Flag comes out. Patterson looking for the line to gain. He got out of bounds. It looks to have the first down, but it will depend on the flag.
Looks like they're going to get number 59 or 53 on a hold. let the officials sort it out, but it's in that neighborhood of where it's a hold. You see the Raven Gap sideline celebrate.
Holding, offense, number 59. Penalty is declined. The runner restored to the line again. First down, Raven Gap.
All right, so he did not make it. That was on the far side of the field. It looked to me like he stepped out of bounds and maybe had the 40, but they say came a little bit short. You look where the linesman, man, I thought he got it, but they have obviously a much better look at it, and no argument from the Massillon side.
The thing you worry about now is you got Deontay Malone out of the lineup at the defensive back position. If I'm Coach White, I might take a shot at the new DB coming in, or at least throw the ball to his side. They're going to roll down over top. Safety going to help.
Owens delivers over the middle off the fingertips of Walker Bryson. It's covered by Braylon Gamble.
That was actually number 3, Grayson Clary in the game.
Okay, they stuck him back in.
Wonder if it was because of the unsportsmanlike conduct after the touchdown.
Good point. There's a flag after the play. You heard the big ooh from the crowd. Did not see the extracurriculars myself.
Personal foul. Defense. Unnecessary roughness against the defenseless receiver. 15-yard penalty. First down.
I don't know if we'll be able to see that again, but he didn't name the guilty party.
Ball was a little bit high. Receiver went up. Was defenseless.
Now there's another flag that's been thrown. They might have gotten R.J. Harris that time.
That one's going to go against head coach Nate Moore arguing the call.
That's it. So R.J. was not guilty, but he was right there in the area.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Head coach Massillon. That is his first 15-yard penalty. First down.
Xavier Owens trying to get in between Nate Moore now and any further damage. That's a 30-yard walk-off with the 2 penalties. Five, 28, Raven Gap, and now they're deep in Massillon territory at the 30-yard line. That ball almost picked off as Clary threw an ill-advised pass. Braylon Gamble had his hands on it.
There's an RPO, and number 17,
that's
Josh Buckhalter, did get his head around, almost intercepted. Number 6, Deontay Malone for Massillon back into the game.
Second and 10 from the 30. 51 seconds left. Bad snap, and the Tigers have recovered it. Tigers recover. Arcel Hill tracks down the bad snap. Outraces Clary to the ball. What a break for the Tigers.
Another bad snap for Raven Gap, but you have to take your hat off for the effort of number 78 for Massillon. Anthony Neal, the big nose guard, wreaking havoc. Massillon avoids disaster with 2 personal foul penalties on 1 play.
That's a 15-yard swing, not only of possession, but field position. Let's see what we have here brewing for the Tigers. Thick pin is wide right. In fact, you have 2 receivers bunched to the right.
Got
Owens. Now they try to hand it off, and the ball is loose. It's scooped up. Raven Gap has it. Then it might have popped loose again. And I think the Eagles keep it.
Wow, no turnovers.
They were trying a sweep. Owens trying the handoff, and it was recovered by Ryan Hassett of Raven Gap.
Just looked like the mesh point between Owens. Ball carry was a little bit off. First turnover last possession by Rabun Gap, followed up by a turnover by Massillon. Up until that point, there have been balls on the ground, but no turnovers.
Hassett forced and recovered the fumble. Clary in trouble, gets rid of it. That will probably be intentional grounding. And then he was hit late, but no flag on that.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside the tackle box. The ball went beyond the line of scrimmage.
Well,
there was a receiver in the area. He got there late, but you could see him coming down the stem.
Yeah, that's true. Area can be interpreted liberally sometimes. Crowd really wanted the flag. 2nd down and 10. Mason Clary gets rid of it. Pass is caught by C.J. Willingham. He's weaving through traffic. They got him by the jersey. Flag is down. He got to the 29 before Jaden Williams tackled him.
Going to get a clip or a hold.
That's
right there,
go
number
against
41.
the Eagles. Yep.
Had the double smoke screen to both sides.
Offense, number 2, 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
They got Bryson. All right, it's getting a little ragged now. 26 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. These teams are laying it all on the line. There's been all kinds of momentum swings here. You had the fumbled snap recovered by Arcel Hill. Then the fumbled handoff on the wide receiver sprint out. And that was recovered by Ryan Hassett of Rabun Gap-Nacoochee. 2nd down, 20 to go. Jugim, nowhere to go. Jaden Williams comes knifing in. That guy is on fire.
Number 94 squeezing it down from the backside as well. Joe Carter also having a nice ball game.
All right, Jim, we are through 3 quarters. The all-important 4th period is next. Rabun Gap on the road, guarding a 7-point lead over the Tigers. We'll get 4th quarter play-by-play going when we come right back on Washington High School Television.
Doring Vision Center is a primary care optometry clinic located in downtown Massillon. We have an optical department with a wide variety of eyeglass frames. From budget packages to designer brands, we have it all. Doring Vision Center uses the latest technology and fit all types of contact lenses. We treat eye disease conditions and will take emergency eye visits. Most insurances are accepted and same-day appointments may be available. Doring Vision Center. See our offices in Massillon or New Philadelphia.
Well, all of a sudden, we are in the 4th quarter. This game started 2.5 hours ago. We have a full quarter to play. We have a very exciting 4th quarter ahead, and we will bring it to you uninterrupted. So buckle in, partner.
Locked and loaded, man. Yeah. This is going to be a roller coaster ride in this 4th.
Grayson Clary still in for Owens. Rolling right, got rid of it, and it is, well, that was a great tumbling catch at the 1st down marker at the 25. I think it was Walker Bryson who made that grab.
What a big-time throw on 3rd and 20.
We'll get a good look at it right here.
Rolls to his right.
Timeout, officials.
God, what a catch. Walker Bryson, as good as advertised. Fully extended. Big time catch.
I believe that might be Licardis Murray who is down. The nose tackle of the Tigers. Looks like a cramp on the right leg. 3rd quarter stats have been handed out. Those penalties keep mounting now. 27 total penalties combined. 250 plus yards. A lot of those are missed kicks. Out of bounds kickoffs. They're going to get Licardis up. Fairly warm night.
I think that's big Anthony.
Yeah. Anthony Neal, number 78. Thought for a moment it was Curtis Murray, but he's 79.
Looks like he's grabbing the back of his hamstring. Going to see the big fellow, Licardis Murray, number 79, 6'2", 410.
Xavier Owens, 111 yards on the night through 3 quarters. Manny Patterson has thrown for 135 yards.
Please reset the play clock to 40 seconds.
Thigpen having a night, 4 catches, 1 touchdown.
The clock will start on my whistle.
Christian Culler has 8 tackles. Jaden Williams, 13 stops. Those are numbers through 3. Total yards, 276 Rabun Gap, 250 Massillon. Flags on
dead ball. Encroachment. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So they got encroachment against one of their
40-second play clock starts on my whistle.
I believe they said 91. There's no one with that number.
Got Samuel Docios, 6'4", 200.
Pardon me, it was. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, that was against the Tigers. It is Bryson running at that time.
Walker Bryson gets the carry.
Tackle by Arcel Hill.
Arcel Hill there to
nice run by the wide receiver, 5 yards. So yeah, Sam Dossus was the guilty party on that. He's looking at the wrong side. Tigers have their backs to the wall here. Ball is resting now at the 15-yard line. They'll run it again. Bryson has room. They open up a huge hole. He is in for a touchdown of 15 yards. 6 more on the board. It's 41-28 Rabun Gap.
Walker Bryson with big-time plays, continuing that drive. 3rd and 20 with a huge catch on the scramble drill.
25 plays second. 25.
Bryson had an 8-yard run back in the 2nd quarter. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown. His calling card is catching the ball, and they've been giving it to him as a runner. Praise Chain. He doesn't really get a running start on these kicks. He just boots it up, and it is good. A 2-score lead now for Rabun Gap. They extend their advantage to 41-28.
Don't see many high school kickers just take the 1 step and kick. Usually it's, the running typical 3 steps, plant, and then kick it. But he 1 step, plant, bang.
A little bit old school.
Old school for sure. Sebastian Janikowski of the right-footed kind, huh?
Like that.
Big leg too. That's what's impressive. His kickoffs, even when they've backed him up a little bit, he still banged a couple into the end zone. Makes a big difference when you're a quarterback and you keep getting backed up to your own 25 and 75 yards, another 75 yards.
Well, this Rabun Gap team, they have shown the ability to move the ball, spread the ball around, run it, throw it. Very balanced. Danny Alexander is their offensive coordinator. Tigers need a big run back here. Malone will not drift back. Instead, it'll be McMullen with Christian Culler. The Eagles will fan out. Chain will approach the football. Short kick taken at the 25-yard line by the Tigers. Around the right end, 40, midfield. Flag out. Trayon Williams on the return.
Makes no sense. You had one referee. You'll see it. Massillon field, it goes all the way to the right. This is the questionable call right there.
There is no foul on the play for holding.
I was going to say, you had a referee that was down on the sideline right by it who thought it was okay. Then you had another umpire from the middle of the field that decided to throw the flag. It was a good job by the referees getting together and saying, hey, you know what, that was not a penalty. Massillon setting up shop inside of Rabun Gap's 50-yard line.
That was a 27-yard return by Trayon Williams. And they're in Rabun Gap territory at the 48. 10:51 to go. There is time. Anderson handing off. Not been able to break a big run yet this evening. Owens did have the 29-yarder on the 4th down conversion. Was tackled right there by Isaac Lacuni.
Made a mistake earlier saying Deontay Malone was back into the lineup. He has not been back in since his injury.
Patterson, he wants to run it. Has some space, slides down, still got hit, and the flag comes out. He definitely got down late. I'm not sure really what the Rabun Gap defenders could have done right there. But they are going to be flagged.
Personal foul, defense number 7. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's going to move it ahead, and the Tigers get a big break. That'll move it inside the 25. They'll place it at the 23 after the 15-yard walk-off. 1st and 10. 42-28 Rabun Gap. Owens the ball carrier. Looking for a hole, and he hesitated back there. Another flag comes in. He is tackled at about the 21-yard line by David McConzo.
Going to be another hold. Wouldn't hurt my feelings to see these guys put their flags away for a while.
They have been thrown
Holding.
on the field.
Offense number 34. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
I'd love to get the breakdown on which officials called how many penalties.
There has been a ton of flags in the game. That's why it just has sort of not been a smooth flowing affair by any stretch. Tigers way behind the chains now. 1st and 20. And the pass to the outside was caught, but not a lot of running room there for the Tigers.
Nelson Coleman coming up from his corner position on the smoke screen, doing a nice job cutting the legs down.
Chase White made the catch, his first of the night. You usually see Chase on defense. Have not seen Jackson targeted for a while. He's wide left right now, one-on-one coverage out there. Back to throw Manny, and the pressure coming, flags come out. He tries to run for it, takes a couple of hits. Ball might have popped loose, and it looks like Manny might be hurt.
Jay Shell with the tackle.
Training staff heading out on the field, and this looks ugly at the end. Did lose the ball. I think he was probably down.
He's going to have to come out for a play.
He's jogging on his own power over toward the sideline. He wants to stay in.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down. Officials timeout.
Curious who it's going to be, if it's going to be Eli Moore, number 8, or Rasmus Haynes.
They got Kevin Elliott on the penalty. It's going to move the ball back to the 40. And now Owens will line up at the quarterback position in the Wildcat as they take a look at Manny Patterson on the sideline. Owens bouncing, spinning, and going nowhere. Got about 4 yards maybe. It'll be third down. Looking at about third and, what would you say, Jim, 27, 28?
Stark County. Not a lot of plays for 3rd and 27, especially when your starter's still in the tent.
8:55 and the clock moving, and Massillon down 2 scores. Against a very formidable opponent coming here from the Peach State. Owens thought about dropping back to pass, and they get him on an ankle tackle at the 35-yard line. Ryan Hassett made the stop. He might have been able to move for a while if Hassett did not bring him down.
Yeah, Hassett coming from his defensive end, just squeezing it down. It's going to be 4th and a whole bunch. Tough position for first varsity snap for number 15, Rasmussen Haynes.
Haynes 6'4", 170. And the line to gain is the 13.5-yard line. Haynes chased out of the pocket. He'll be sacked all the way back at midfield. What a job by Praise Chain.
You knew they were going to load up the blitz, 3rd and long. Just man up. Put the pressure on the inexperienced sophomore.
Rabun Gap now in the driver's seat.
Nowhere to really check the ball or throw the ball down to. Everybody ran verticals. Looked like Rabun Gap brought more than what Massillon could block. Raz had no chance.
That one hurt. That's a turnover on downs. And Rabun Gap will take over, and you can bet they will try to keep the ball on the ground here. Massillon has only 1 timeout left. A couple of first downs could really put this one in the deep freeze. And that will help. Good stop up the middle. Sam Dossus on the stop. They gave it to Bryson again.
Owens is going to come out of the game. Grayson Clary is going to come back into the game for Rabun Gap. You'll see Rabun Gap work the clock down inside of 3 seconds before they snap it. Try to shorten the game. Massillon with only 1 timeout left. Down 14, gotta get a stop. You have any chance to win this game.
This is a Rabun Gap team that has played back-to-back #1 ranked teams in different states. Clary handing it off to Jugim.
Number 9, Jaden Daniels in on another tackle. Also number 5.
He's going to be up in the teens again on the tackle totals.
Braylon Gamble. Rabun Gap just taking their time, running the sugar huddle, no hurry.
6:30 and counting. The sugar huddle. That's one I've not heard, Jim. I learn something from you every week. Owens walking over toward the sideline. I think they'll let the play clock go down and call a timeout. So
timeout.
Stops the clock at 6:18.
They're first.
Now you're down 14. You have time, but only 1 timeout left. You need a defensive stop here, no question. You got a big 3rd down coming up. They're probably in 4-down territory as they're into Massillon territory here. But you make a stop, you get a score, you're right back in it, and that's what the Tigers are looking at. Tall order against this defense.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it looks like it's going to be Raz Haynes. Have not seen Manny Patterson come out of the tent.
He looked a little woozy coming off after taking a big hit on that slide. It was a late slide. A couple of guys coming in there, making contact. Just sort of an awkward finish to that play. Hopefully Manny's all right.
Doesn't take much either. I mean, Manny's 5'11", but he's only a $145, soaking wet.
Also, we're hoping Anthony Neal is all right.
This defense is huge for Rabun Gap.
Yeah. Boy, they've been great. Ryan Hassett Casario, Lacuni. The defensive front has been very active. All kinds of playmakers on offense. I think they have Jordan Lindo in the backfield right now. Back to throw. That's Owens back in. A strike to who else? It's Buckhalter. And now the ball is popped loose. It's up for grabs. There is a marker on the field. It's Massillon ball. Buckhalter made the stop. Made the catch. Tigers made the stop and dislodged the football. Might have been Jaden Williams. Let's see.
I think it was number.
Color forced the fumble. 9, Jaden Williams recovered.
Officials timeout.
Shaking up Massillon Tiger. So Color continues to have a big night, forcing the fumble from Buckhalter. Boy, when he caught it, Jim, it was like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah, it was another strike by Owens. Exploiting the middle of that Massillon defense. Massillon's playing a lot of too high, leaving the middle open. Rabun Gap has those slot receivers that are so fast and quick off the line of scrimmage that are really able to get off the jam if they do try to man them up.
That might be Bishop Cup. He says, let me out of here. I'm good to go. Massillon ball at the 33-yard line after the turnover. That is a worried crowd right there that we're showing you. Again, we want to thank our great crew tonight, led by Bill DeWalt and Jason Rock. Claire, Alyssa, Jerron, Kale working the cameras. Greg Wilson, our spotter. Keeping track of all the info here in the booth. David Goff, of course, best in the business.
Yes, he is. Looks like Massillon's going to make another quarterback change. They're going to go with the senior Eli Moore. Eli played extremely well in the scrimmage against Moeller.
They'll snap it back to Eli, and he slings it upfield. Pass is caught over there by Gio Jackson. First down, Tigers.
Just a comeback, playing a little soft coverage, 3 steps, let it go. Get out of bounds, stop the clock. Good way to start the drive.
Halfway through the 4th quarter, here in Tigertown. Moore in trouble, he's caught from behind, blindside, sack by Isaac Lacuni.
Just so much team speed by Rabun Gap. These defensive linemen can fly around.
He's just a freshman, Lacuni. He's made a lot of plays this evening. Big number 99.
Certainly has. Bright future. Only rushing 4.
Over the middle, passes broken up. Benny Anthony, the senior, was the intended receiver. Elias Willingham broke up the play.
Looks like Eli kind of threw him up the field just a little bit. Anthony thought he was just going to put it more on him, into his chest. That sack really putting him behind the chains.
5:32 to go, 3rd down.
Here they come.
This one goes upfield, looking for Gio Jackson, and it's picked off. There's also Thigpen was down there, and almost intercepted by Zeke Marshall. 4th down, the Tigers will have to punt deep in their own territory at the 32-yard line.
Looked like he was trying to go to Thigpen on the seam route.
Yeah.
Had a little separation, just overthrew him a little bit, was almost picked off. Rabun Gap going to get a stop.
5:28 on the clock. See if the Tigers decide to roll the dice here and maybe run a play, but looks like they will just punt this one away. Fairly short kick by Rasmus Haynes. Checks up, takes a modest Massillon bounce to the 41-yard line. 27-yard kick. You know, we've talked about the athleticism of the Rabun Gap players. Derek White was telling us this week that every player on the roster As we watch the punt play out again, every player on the roster plays multiple sports. They're required to play multiple sports at the school. They have a lot of activity and just great athletic abilities and development there at this prep school.
Certainly do. I can only imagine what the other programs look like after seeing this football program tonight, especially when you know that how many of these guys are multiple sport athletes in basketball or baseball.
Up the middle, good running room, close to first down yardage. That's Lindo.
Jordan Lindo gets the carry.
Tigers are tired.
Certainly are. This defense has been on the field a long time in the second half.
Yeah, possession time has now shifted over to almost 23 minutes for Rabun Gap, under 20 for the Tigers. They're in no hurry to come out of the sugar huddle. I'm going to start incorporating that into my Ashland broadcast as well, starting next Saturday. Late handoff.
Oh boy.
There it goes. Lindo finds a seam to the 30, 20. Could not stay on his feet, knocked off balance. He's out of bounds inside the 15.
Lindo going off right tackle. Coming in, he was the leading rusher for Rabun Gap, averaging almost 50 yards a game.
Finally tackled by Logan Thornsberry.
Barring a miracle, that'll all but do it for Massillon. Clock ticking, one timeout left.
Deep in Massillon territory now.
Rabun Gap 4 for 5 in the red zone efficiency.
Here's a toss, and it's almost intercepted. They were trying to be a little tricky there, looking for C.J. Willingham, and it was R.J. Harris who almost picked it off.
That was a gift.
He can't believe he dropped it.
Right in his hands. That could have changed the complexion of the game. Don't understand why Rabun Gap would try to throw it on that.
And Willingham was alone with Harris. They were the lone receiver and defensive back. Everybody else was bunched around the formation.
Don't overthink it. You're up 14. They have one timeout left. An incompletion stops the clock.
Low snap scooped up by Grayson Clary, and he swarmed over at about the original line of scrimmage. Braylon Gamble helping out defensively.
Grayson Clary was the ball carrier.
It's going to be now third down and 10 on the 14-yard line. Tigers certainly have a sense of urgency, but not a whole lot they can do. They're at the mercy of the Rabun Gap players in terms of how long they want to wait to break huddle and get to the line of scrimmage. Right now, 13 left on the play clock. Derek White and company, they've come in with a pretty good game plan. They've taken it right to the Tigers. And now he'll use a timeout. They will have one
timeout. Rabun Gap, their second.
Tigers will huddle up. Coming up, it will be L.J. Bennett coming in from the Empire State. 7 o'clock kickoff next Friday night. We'll have it for you right here. After that, St. Edward coming in on the 19th. Football North on the 26th. Cardinal Ritter Prep on the 3rd of October. Cornerstone Christian on the 10th of October. Warren Harding and then McKinley on the road. Warren Harding at home, McKinley on the road. Get your tickets now. Tigers have some tough competition coming up, especially that St. Edward game. This place will be hopping.
Don't sleep on the team from Canada. I mean,
they're good.
They were good. The thing that surprised me was, and I think that it took them a little bit, to make these trips, but Massillon beat up on them pretty good. But they gave St. Ed's last year everything they could handle. They played them within 10.
Yeah, and it was the week before.
Right.
The week before they came here.
If I remember correctly, they have a lot of guys coming back from that team. Plus, you have every province in Canada to pick from. basically an all-star team from.
Yeah, it is. It's like a national team. 3rd down, 10 to go from the 14-yard line. This is Bryson turning the corner to the 10, to the 5, and out of bounds. This guy can just pick up speed.
Might be running himself into player of the game.
He's made an impact. Buckhalter has been outstanding. Really, both quarterbacks have been more than serviceable.
The 3rd and 20 catch he made that made it 4th and short, which enabled them to push it out to a 2-score lead. I mean, he's been awesome.
All right, they're at the 3. 1st and goal. Snap it directly to Buckhalter, and he waltzes in. Touchdown. Rabun Gap Eagles.
Buckhalter in for the Eagles touchdown.
Buckhalter, the senior, has been a wrecking crew. That is his 3rd touchdown of the evening. Scores at the 3:27 mark, a 3-yard touchdown run. (46-28). They try a 2-point try. Did they make it? They did. It was a pass.
Wow.
And they get the 2-point convert.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike
Flag on the
conduct.
play.
Rabun Gap, number 75. Being forced on the kickoff.
15 penalties each.
That makes the score 50-28, with the 2-point try being good.
I think that's why they went for 2, to try to hit that 50 spot.
Now they made it. So the score by Buck made it 48-28, and then they add the 2 points on. 22-point lead. Go from 14 up to 22 up. 3:27 to go. This is a situation that has not happened often over the years, Jim.
No, it has not.
71-15 here at home under Nate Moore. And Rabun Gap coming from North Georgia, and they have come in undaunted.
Big question is, what's the severity of Manny Patterson's injury?
And it's on the back of everyone's mind, really on the front. This game is history at this point, and you're just thinking about now the rest of the season and your starting quarterback, who has been just outstanding the first 3 weeks. He's had a big night tonight as well.
Certainly has.
And probably playing against one of the best defenses of the 3 opponents. Tigers get a kickoff going. That's McMullen. And after wrangling that ball, got out close to the 40-yard line before he was finally tackled by Troy Dottin. D-O-T-T-I-N, his first tackle of the night. Troy is a sophomore.
Hey fans, just remember, if you're parked in the lower lot by the high school, you need to please exit up Paul Brown Drive towards 16th Street.
We want to thank all the folks who might have tuned in from the Rabun Gap community and following their team and watching our broadcast coverage. We've certainly enjoyed learning a little bit more about this program, and I mean, they might not be invited back very soon.
Oh, they'll invite him back, no question about it. They're going to want revenge after them putting 50 on them at home.
Pass incomplete.
Just a little quick. Just got to slow down a little bit, Eli.
Benny Anthony, the intended target. 3:18. The clock stops with the incompleted pass. 50-28.
Just a little bit high on a hitch route. Receiver stemmed his route to the outside, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get around as opposed to just running up 6 yards and turning around.
This time it's overthrown. Anthony again the target.
Anthony, number 83, the intended receiver, brings up 3rd down.
Well, as we've said before, and you look back at last year, a couple of losses to out-of-state opponents who came in with very good squads. No one wants to take an L, but you talk about getting ready for the postseason. Now, health certainly is a factor, but you certainly are sharpening your skills against some of these teams that come in.
Yeah, you certainly are.
Nice run up the middle by Owens. Drags a couple of guys to midfield. 1st down. Tackled by Ryan Hassett.
Owens continues to have himself a nice ball game.
He sure has. Long ago eclipsed the 100-yard mark. Moore hands off again to Xavier Owens, and he just is refusing to go down.
Fighting to the end and still not allowing to take him to the ground.
Number 6, Elias Willingham on the tackle.
50-28, Rabun Gap-Nacoochee. Got a big game coming up against ACS at home. It's next Friday night, 7 o'clock. That ball batted down at the line of scrimmage.
Trying to get it out to Thigpen. A quick out to get out of bounds. We'll set up 3rd and short.
Marcellus Casario, the 6'6" junior, getting his hand up on that pass. Owens right up a seam to the numbers on the outside. Still battling for the goal line. He's in. 42 yards. Xavier Owens would not be denied. He gets 6.
His jump cut ability is so good, and then his ability to break tackles, yards after contact. Just a tremendous back, only a junior, really scratching the surface of what he can do.
25 seconds on the play clock.
Herrera will set up for the PAT after rumbling for 42 yards in the TD. Owens will hold it. 3-touchdown night. It's the hat trick for Xavier Owens. Herrera kicks it through, no doubt about that one. 50-35. Xavier Owens. We'll get updated numbers at the end of the game. He had 111 going into the 4th quarter. So he is
probably one. What do you think, over under 175?
Yeah. Boy, what a night.
It's really good. Just a little bit shorter version of a big brother.
Yeah. Talented players.
Yes, they are.
So 50-35. With that 2-point conversion, still 15-point lead, but a 2-score game.
I'll take this time to wish my Purple Raiders good luck. They open up their season tomorrow.
And who do they have? Who do the Raiders play?
I believe Wheaton out of Illinois. Good conference.
That is a good program.
Wheaton, we played them numerous times in the past, and it was North Central who knocked us out of, or knocked us on our butt a little bit in the national championship game last year from that same conference. Illinois Wesleyan was a team that I played against in the playoffs back in the day, also in that conference.
Onside kick. And it's fielded by Buckholter.
Recovers the onside kick attempt.
What can he do? This guy has had a night. Time he recovers the onside kick. First and 10, Rabun Gap. 2:17 on the clock. It's been a hard day's night for the Tigers.
Yes, it has. It's been a long night as well for the Tigers. So you like Buckholter?
He's hard to ignore.
155 on 2 kick returns, 1 touchdown, another one set up.
Certainly, touchdown. I think you've got to go with a guy who has been a game changer. Those 2 long kickoff returns, 1 for a touchdown, 1 got him on the doorstep. He has been a game changer. I guess if you're going with the Tigers, it has to be Owens. Look at Bryson. Bryson has just become a running back in the late stages of this game.
Williams, number 27, number 91.
It's just downhill running, going big personnel. And
well, you know one thing about this Tiger program, Nate Moore, his staff, they will begin to regroup, get ready for next week. They will not be deterred by 1 loss. They're going to get now into victory formation. I don't think the Tigers will use their timeout. Flag comes out. Delay of game. Although I thought they snapped the ball.
Dead ball, delay of game, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
We'll tack on a couple more penalties. Why not? This has been
25, thank you.
Penalty marred game without any question.
17th penalty for Rabun Gap for 173 yards. 16 for Massillon, 33 total penalties. These guys are all going to have sore arms when it's all said and done.
And now we have another whistle.
Please reset the game clock to 1:30. Clock will start on the snap.
Coulter appears to be in a good mood. Looked like he was doing the
Play
Macarena.
clock to 25. Never mind. Timeout, Massillon.
Tigers will use their final timeout. Nate Moore will gather his troops in.
It's a good timeout. A little bit frustrated for Massillon. Looking up at the scoreboard, seeing 50 points on this defense is awful impressive. But I'm sure what Nate's telling was like, listen, don't do anything stupid. If you get a personal foul penalty, or it might be somebody's second personal foul penalty, that would sit them out the first half of the next game. So the game's in hand. They're going to take a knee. They don't have any more timeouts left. Just don't do anything stupid.
Well, very impressive. Rabun Gap, a defending state champ. I could see them potentially making another run. Again, they play in the North Carolina Independent School Association. They won their state championship a year ago in their division. What a group. And, you know, Derek White was telling us, you know, they come from all these different countries, and they really only get together as a team in early August. It's not as if they have summer workouts like, you know, a normal high school team can.
Right.
And the players aren't out there working together and working out together in the offseason.
I mean, that's hard, especially from a quarterback perspective. Yeah. If you don't have guys that are around and you can't hook up with them, especially if there's, you know, 3 or 4 new wide receivers, you're trying to figure out that timing, and if guys understand the offense, and it's tough sledding, but it's impressive. This group of wide receiver and quarterback, one of the best I've seen.
You think about how good these two teams, Grayson and Baylor of Georgia and Tennessee respectively, have to be for knocking this team off in the first 2 weeks. But they've certainly hit their stride tonight. Maybe it was that visit to the Hall of Fame.
Quite possibly. I mean, they're 0-2, but I mean, as we talked about, the game they lost last week was by 1 point.
35-34.
Which was to an outstanding team, and then they lost by 4 in week 1.
They kneel down. The clock is now at about 35 seconds. Great job tonight by this Rabun Gap team. They took it to the Tigers from the start, although Massillon had a 7-0 lead in this game. It's quickly tied up in the first quarter. It was tied up at halftime. And then the first play of the third quarter, Jim, our player of the game, Josh Buckhalter of Rabun Gap, ran it back for 76 yards and a TD. Massillon was able to tie it up again at 28, but that kickoff return set the tone, and it is now official at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. The handshakes begin at midfield. Your final score, the Rabun Gap-Nacoochee Eagles 50 and the Massillon Tigers 35. All right, Jim, final thoughts, and our player of the game indeed is Josh Buckhalter.
I'm impressed all the way around by this team. You know, we heard about how big the offensive line was. We looked at the receivers coming into the game with, you know, 4 guys catching 7 balls in a couple games. The quarterback's ability to spread the ball around, a 4-year starter, 10,000 yards. Memphis commit, tell you what, as good as advertised. He was outstanding. I was excited to see the backup come in. Grayson Clary, bright future. Yeah. The moment didn't get too big for him when he went in the red zone. First play he came in, they scored. Excited for Bryson to head over to Indiana. Got a really good friend, a Mount Union guy, Mike Paycheck, who takes care of a lot of the football players over there. He's been there for 15 years. Jaden Daniels also heading to Indiana. He was outstanding. Almost double-digit tackles on tonight. Waiting for the final stats to find out for sure. But the big question mark is, how is Massillon going to come back? Because their schedule is pretty tough. And what is the status of Manny Patterson? They are a different team right now with Eli Moore or Rasmussen Haynes in there at quarterback. It's needed a few more reps. You know, Manny's getting all the reps during the week, which makes it awful tough to come into a situation like this, into a game like this. And they got to clean the penalties up. That's the bottom line. They were really good, as we talked about the first 2 games. Appreciate you, Dave, coming hot at the right time with these final statistics. Xavier Owens with 182 yards and 3 touchdowns, playing all the way to the final whistle. Manny Patterson 11 for 17 for 138. But again, the turnovers, 6 times the ball was on the ground for RG, and they lost 2. Massillon lost 1. Very seldom do you win a game and lose the turnover battle. And that's just what they did.
No interceptions tonight, but the penalties were numerous. 17 for Rabun Gap for 173 yards and 16 for Massillon, 142 yards. I don't believe I've ever been involved in a game with over 300 yards of penalties.
Do a few more of these games.
Gee, man, Christmas. That's 3 times down the field.
I know, it's crazy. But it was impressive to watch this team play. Rabun Gap 0-2, but man, are they good. A lot of D1 players. Every player that starts has got an offer, either D1, 2, or 3, to go to the next level and play. And you know, Massillon's just got to dust themselves off like they will. Coach Moore is, you know, the best coach in Massillon's history as far as record goes, and winning the state championship. And you know, this is a learning experience for a lot of these young guys, and they'll be ready to go next week with whoever is able to take snaps under center.
Just a reminder that our player of the game brought to you by Liberty Ford of Canton, home for Liberty and Liberty for life. Liberty makes it happen. All right, LJ Bennett coming in next week. That will be our next telecast here on WHS-TV and Massillon Cable. It'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff here at the stadium. And Jim and I will have all of the play-by-play for you next week as the Tigers will look to get back on track. Special thanks again to all of our crew, headed up by Bill DeWald and Jason Rock. Special thanks to Greg Wilson here in the booth as our spotter. And for Jim Ballard, it's David Wilson now saying goodbye from Tiger Town. We thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you have a great weekend and that you can join us next Friday night for more Tigers football. Again, the final score, it was Rabun Gap from the great state of Georgia, 50, and the Massillon Tigers 35. This has been a presentation of Massillon Washington High School athletics through the facilities of WHS-TV.
This is the world today. Live your life engaged. MCTV delivers innovative technology backed by superior customer service to keep you engaged with family and friends, school, fun, and the outside world. We provide reliable internet, home cable service, phone and home security that keep your life engaged, no matter what's thrown your way. MCTV, we go the extra smile.